Good num morning. We are back. But it's actually diving in properly to Back to Blue Reflection now, after taking a week break from it, which it wasn't even supposed to be that long. I was expecting, like, yesterday to be like the first proper day back to it. I mean, it kind of was, but not really. But anyway, last time we didn't actually get much done, other than find out that Shiho has another friend we need to go make. Oh, she hasn't been added to here. I was hoping she had been by now. So we are going to be going and looking for her. Kirara. But before we do that, just to kind of touch ourselves back up and get ourselves caught up back where we were, we're going to be going back to the DLC dungeon. Let me go get this as well. When did you arrive? Finally, I hit all of them. I'm no match for you. I want to go again. Sorry, but I'm going to go flat broke if you win any more prizes. That's it for today. I'll make sure I have some even better prizes for you next time, okay? Okay, I'll come back another time. Okay, that was Coco's memories from yesterday. An extension of. Oh, Raina's Heartscape. That's still my favourite one. I might actually, before we go anywhere, I'm going to turn off the fireworks. Like, they were nice and everything, but I think they've done their bit. Where's our... There it is. There. Don't get me wrong, they were nice and everything for a while, but they were starting to lose their magic a little bit for me. So I was like, I'm just going to turn them off. Maybe later on I'll turn them back on if there's a good reason to. Because I want to actually look at these dungeons as we pass by them, and not just, a wall of flashy lights in front of them. Let's go back to Risers. We're attempting, in Risers DLC dungeon, attempting to get more of the black tar, or the black sand, or whatever it was. Because we need 5 of them to be able to advance forward. And we have like 2. Oh shit! We get to listen to this fun Riser inspired theme as well again. Okay, so everyone starts at 2 now. Oh fuck, of course there was a little knockback there. We've got far enough to get that advantage, which is appreciated. Well, when we're not getting knocked down and put back to 1. Alright, I forgot the enemies here fucking suck. I forgot they're like the least fun enemies in the universe. Oh, Jesus Christ. The game's like, oh, recommend level 25. Yeah, 25 my ass. Ow, ow. And I swapped out my support. I did that between streams. I swapped out my support for Reina. More so because, like, my heart wavered. But no, she's got some decent support abilities on. Being able to cure status conditions. And I can't remember what the other one she's got that's actually kind of nice. Hang on. No. Yeah, she's got cure stats and recover health. So I was just like, yeah, I'll have her on and Hina can be on bench for now. Which is fine, because I said everyone gets experience regardless of whether they're on the bench or not. Which is extra appreciated, because I don't know how many party members we're going to get in this game. Because this Kirara is very evidently, or highly likely at least, to be another one. Actually, how is everyone doing on health? Oh, I need to make more food. Oh, it's for everyone. Whoops. I was like, why can't I pick someone? That's because it's shared. Because my group heals. If anything, I need to not use them then, because they could be very helpful later on. But I hope you're all doing well on this fine Monday. I know like last week was a bit all over the place with streams, especially with me hurting myself and whatnot, but hopefully this week will be a bit more back to normal. At least that's my hope. I don't know how many days this week I'm going to be streaming, but my aim is to be every day but Wednesday and maybe Saturday. And I want to try and make that a more consistent thing, that Wednesday and Saturdays are always my days off. Obviously things happen that I can't always control, and so sometimes things have to be rearranged. But it's like, there's like my sweet spot kind of thing. It's what I'm trying to aim for moving forward. I was like, God knows how that will actually be, and how that will turn out, but it is what it is. If I ever get into a position where I can make money off of these streams, it'll probably be a lot easier for me to manage that consistency, because it'll be, like, you know, being able to easier to work out and manage priorities. But the whole time, there's a lot of other things I also have to worry about in my life. It's not so easy. And we should be playing this until finished now. I say should because, like, we'll probably take a day off to on the 10th for the new Guilty Gear update. And if this Let's Play Jesus, I'm still in that old mindset. If this live stream series ends up going on a lot longer than I first thought when I originally started it up, which it very well might, if Sonic Origins comes out and we haven't finished this game, I'll be taking a break to play Sonic Origins. Ow, 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 ow. Can you stop knocking me down and ganging up on me, please? There we go. And you're still not dropping what I need. Oh, that's what I need. Flaming Black Sand. How many of them have I got? Can I, that's database, not items. I need to actually be my actual item inventory. I was looking for it in there. Can I just do the same here, though? No. Four. Okay, I need one more and then we can advance. Go on, give me a free. No, that's weathered planks. Because I think I needed 5 for the cauldron to advance further. Oh Jesus Christ! I forgot your view range is gargantuan. Jesus Christ! Okay, well, I tried to flick around, it didn't happen. Oh boy! Ow! 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 Thank you. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, and of course you immediately had to get knocked down. Oh. Ow, ow. Fuck! I need to get better knockdown resistance. That's my problem. I need to find a way to get that augmented. Black sand? No. No. Fine, I'll carry on. I need to heal up. Ow. I need to really badly go back and get more food. Because I want to use them because they're group wides. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're going to go get our sand. Well, try and get the sand. But by trying to avoid enemies and getting these. And as soon as we do, we're leaving and I'm making food. Don't mind me just coming past. Oh, Jesus. Oh god, the enemy's still after us. Ugh! Oh no, we couldn't slip through. Oh, I tried. Okay, the defense measure didn't work. There you go. It was necessary. So yeah, whoever it was in the game design team that went 25's a good level for this dungeon. Tell them off. Give them a slap because we're 29 and we're struggling. We're having to have like, you know, Coco and Shio transform like in fights just to get through it. And all I want is some sand. You're gonna be in the way. I bet that one is sand, but it's in the way. Oh, it's got nice. I didn't manage to get past you. I'm constantly expecting it to like snap and then just fall into the water because kind of like Reina there, which is like, I wonder what happened to it. Oh, perfect. All right, let's get out of here. And there's Yuki being a cheeky little menace again. She goes to drop something in. Oh. Enemy aggro range in the area has been reduced. Oh, I need to make 5 axes? Come on, I need them. Hang on, I need to make food anyway. Oh, that's worrying. Oh, so it's the hand baskets. Got it. We need to make more hand baskets. Let's see if I can do that. I'm about to... oh god. You got so many different materials now. Hand baskets. No. What, more than one? Nice. What's measured intensity? That's the only thing I'm like, hang on, I can check if this is different from the one I was making before. It is. So that one has measured intensity, but how do I... E for recovery speed. Got a small percentage of health. It's like buff duration. And it's support all. Okay, so it says support all. That's how you know.
どれにしよう。材料は足りてるかな。頑張るよ。どれを使う？どれにしよっかな。
I didn't think about the consequences here. Of like, uh-oh, we're gonna need a lot of these. There we go. I was like, I didn't realize we'd be that low on everything else. But that should be our healing set for life, hopefully. Okay, warm sand's a problem. I need warm sand and cool sand, really, because I need to make a lot of axes. No, no, no. Should I use cool sand to make hot sand? I went a bit too crazy using that. Oh well. Alright, that was our warm sand, so now we need some cool sand. I don't want to use sharp sand, so I know we'll need it for something else eventually. At least that's my hunch. Nice. Okay, let's make some axes. Alright, Axemageddon. There's something else in here we need to do. Oh, we can't upgrade facilities. We haven't done that in a while. Leave it for now. I'll mess with that proper off screen. Wait, we have to just sacrifice 5 axes like that. It's so brutal. Collection points have increased. It's like, just open an area. That's all I want. Can I make 10 of these fucking things? I don't even know if I can. So I'm keeping these in case I can use them for something else. That's what I've been doing for a while, but... Is it going to ask for 10, like, 20 powerful hammers after this? Is that how it works? That you can only progress it further by, picking up more, like, move the scenery or based objects? Number of travel gimmicks in the area have been increased. Travel gimmicks? What does the fuck does that... Oh, let's go check it out. Is it just saying there's more ways to get around now? That might be it. Yes, that's where those weird staticky lines were. Oh, and there is more pickup points. I can already see 3 of them. So it's like, instead of having to go all the way around and drop through here, we can just take this and go across. So if anything, we just brought ourselves a shortcut after all that work. Still can't access that though, which is what I want. I was hoping for one of these two would be opening up. Alright, let's proceed on a little bit, and then we'll turn back and check out the actual main dungeons. I don't want to get too over-leveled is my thing. For the main game. Just because we're so under-leveled for here, despite what the game insists. So the game keeps on trying it on, keeps on being like, no, you're the right level for this. In fact, you're over-leveled. And then we fight the enemies and get destroyed, and it's like, yeah, sure, game, whatever you say. Alright. I don't mind seeing these animations, like every time we re-enter a dungeon. In the options, you can make it so it will do it every single fight. And I'm like, no. Once per dungeon visit's fine enough, thanks. I don't know if you can lower it any further, but I'm not interested in lowering it, because I think it's fine just to see them every now and then. It's just we keep on like back and forthing a lot of the dungeons, which is why it comes across as that we see them a lot. But it's like, if I check the settings... Yeah, you can have once per battle, once per exploration, or don't play them at all. It's like, no, once per exploration I think is good. Not at all I think would harm some of the fun. You haven't unlocked hard mode? Because I know there is a hard mode, I've seen it. I've seen it in the challenges in the game. It's like, there's like, do X thing on hard mode. Oh, you know, after I wrapped up Symphony of the Night yesterday, or wrapped up the streams in general yesterday, I fired up Bloodstained just because it's something. It's probably the next like Metroidvania-esque game I'm going to play. It's one of those games that I could absolutely tell the last time I played it was long before I ever started streaming or being more conscious of volume. Because all of the volume settings were maxed out and the game really deafened me. And I was like, holy shit. So like, when I eventually do it, I'll probably be syncing with the volume quite a bit before we get going in that, because it's loud as fuck. Thankfully there is a master volume, so it's not the end of the world, but still. But I don't have to tinker everything individually, which is... I always appreciate it when games do a master volume separate from all the other volume options. There's two things every game should do with its volume, and that's make the default something other than the max, because then it shows there's actually a bit more effort put into the audio design, and there's room to breathe if some parts are too quiet. And always have a master volume switch. So like, this is still blocked off, so where's this? Where does this take? Like straight across to over there then? Whilst we got this, which is a shortcut back down to here. Which is really appreciated. Oh, I have been texted. Who has texted me? Oh, this is a good friend of mine. I need to quickly respond to her. There we are. Sorry, there's Mama Bear I always have to respond to, and there's like one or two friends that I always like to respond to if they message. I don't know how big of a threat you're gonna be, but I guess we'll find out together. This might be the cut-off point. This might be like, no, this enemy's gonna destroy you. It's on its own, which gives me a little bit more hope that we'll be able to come out on top. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. At least we managed to knock it down before we got our shit kicked in. Can you try and knock down this one before it attacks? Because it's charging something up and it's worrying me. Yep, that's why I was worried. Okay, yeah, look at our health. Yeah, we shouldn't be here yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, we're leaving. We're leaving. We're going back to the main plot after this fight. We're not ready for the rest of this yet. Level 25, my fucking ass. Oh god, there's another one there. I was like, let me just get that item, not realizing another one of those enemies is right in front of us. And we need to melt this, by the looks of it. We need something like fiery. What's beyond there? Just like a mushroom? Oh jeez. Yeah, let's leave. We'll try it again after the next dungeon, huh? Because clearly it's not the most ideal of choices to make right now. So I'm only checking up here because I haven't been up here in a while, and I don't know if there's any like little optional scenes I could like trigger that I haven't triggered yet. You know, like sometimes when you're waddling around, sometimes a random scene will just play out. I don't think so anyway. But let's rest for the night, get everyone recouped. Oh, Jesus, everyone's in here for the night, other than Reina. Well, at least I can actually like figure out whose bed's whose, because I was wondering that before, right? So this is ours. This is obviously Shio's. Reina, Coco, Yuki, Hina. Hina, what are you doing on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, they're all just chilling on their phones. Okay, so we know kind of where everyone is. If we get another party member in, where are we going to stick the fucking bed? When are we going to open up upstairs? Look at this. If there's another person joins, there is no room in here anymore. We're going to have to start spacing people out, put them upstairs or something. Right, now we're a bit more recouped. Stop cleaning the windows, Coco. We're going on an adventure to a new land. Allspice. We already know of some of the enemies that are here because of other areas. Oh dear. 11 memory points as well. Okay, we'll be here for a while then. I wonder how soon we're gonna meet this new girl. Ooh. Festive. Is this a village? Icy game booths. I guess they're having a festival. We're in nature, but they do seem to be people around. It seems a bit different from Utsubo's. What was that? Oh shit, there's our new party member. Whoa, it's a person! Kirara! That's Kirara Kuno? She's not conscious. You'd better take her to the nurse's office. I love the little scruff pot hair she's got going on. Like the bedhead. So is this the girl? Yeah, she was very important to me and my team. She's breathing, but she's not waking up. The power from her emotions and memories have grown thin. What happened? The emotional energy used to maintain Oasis couldn't cause this. There has to be another reason. Will she ever wake up? Lacking emotional power is similar to being in a severely fatigued state. So if we can help her recover some of those emotions, she might wake up. Can we make some kind of medicine or anything? You can totally make medicine. Thanks, Resource. Resource! Take some of your feelings and stuff it into a pill. A little from everyone and she's good as new. Do you think it could really work? It's worth a try at least. I'm trying to listen to the new dungeon theme, even though we're not even in it. I'm trying to listen to it. It's like, this is a bit... Like, my favourite dungeon theme, and it's not even my bias, my favourite dungeon theme so far has been Reina's. Because of how, like, beautifully bittersweet it is throughout the whole thing. You're having a lot of beautiful piano pieces with it and whatnot. Yuzu, can you help us too? Understood. Kirara. Just hold on a little longer, I'll save you. I promise. Resource said we should share our emotions with her, but what does that exactly mean? Kirara's spirit is exhausted and rapidly cooling. To reignite it, we need to give her something that will cause her body to flare up. For example, a concoction of embarrassing memories would work. You mean... We need to go to the Heartscape and dig up our embarrassing memories in front of everyone. Exactly. Like, all of them are like, no! Don't make us do this! What are we waiting for? Kirara needs our help! Yeah, easy for you to say, you're the only one who doesn't have a Heartscape. That's easy for you to... Yeah, thank you, Reina! That's easy for you to say, since you haven't got your memories back. I'll go first. Really? Are you sure? To be honest, there are no words to describe how embarrassing this is, but it's for Kirara's sake, so I'll do my best. Oh, you're so awesome! Okay, this is from when I was in middle school. I was going through a bit of a goth phase, and I had this book that I secretly wrote in class. I can absolutely see Ao in like having a goth phase. Actually, even despite how like cheeky and quirky a personality is, she's got a strong fucking sense of humor. Like, that really like is something that's like, just gone through like different phases, sort of thing. Like, I can absolutely see that she's gone through a goth phase. That's really kind of that's a charming detail to learn about her, that she had a goth phase. Anyway, I called it the Forbidden Tome. Forbidden Tome? What does that mean? It beats me. With a name like that, it's definitely not something she'd want anyone to see. Isn't admitting that embarrassing enough? The more I think about it, the more embarrassed I feel. Let's wrap this up quickly. I was writing it in class one day, but on the way to my next class I realised I'd left it behind. I ran back to the classroom and... Whoa, dude, check this out. Forbidden Tome? The hell is that? Someone must have left it behind. There's no name on it, so let's take a look. My true name is Moon Shadow. These pages hold the forbidden, untold histories of the underworld. The holy blade splattered with blood, the prisoner cursed with an evil eye. Where's this Ang de Shu? Do you think they using French makes it sound cool? This is so cringe. Whoever wrote this is messed up. Of course I couldn't say it was mine. I graduated middle school without telling a soul. And the Forbidden Tome is still sealed away somewhere inside that school. The end. Oh, what a moving tale! I underestimated you, Hoshizaki. This is not the response I was expecting. After that, I think we all have to share our own embarrassing stories. That was awesome, Moon Shadow. Of course, you gotta be careful when Yuki's in the room. Maybe we should stop here. Agreed. Hey, wait! You can't just run away! That's not fair! I won't allow myself to be the only one subjected to this pain! I will unearth all of your deepest, most embarrassing memories, I swear it! Look for ingredients in everyone's Heartscapes! Ah, fuck! Spirit memory. We need emotional... Oh, okay, so we need plot items and then everything. Oh, I'm sorry, that was cute. I've been bothering you lately? Well, it seems like the heat's going to be not going to be letting up anytime soon. I was thinking we might do something summary, like fireworks. Fireworks, I like it. That'd be a ton of fun. Yay, let's try making some. The stuff that's mixed with the gunpowder makes different colours, right? Yep, I'm surprised you know. I remember the sodium turns the fireworks yellow, copper turns them green, and calcium turns them orange. Salt should be good enough for the sodium. For copper, I think we had wires in the crafting room. The calcium, on the other hand, I think eggshells will work. It feels like a science experiment. Totally. Alright, let's put all the stuff together. Oh, no, it's just make fireworks, not another construction thing. A gaming candle. Okay. I wonder if you find that in the new dungeon. Is there anything else? Anyone else needs anything from me? We can go on a date with Kirara? But she's asleep. Oh, right, it's like, the moment the plot's done, we can hang out with her. She's got, like, I love her little, like, the scruffy hair. I love the bedhead look that she's got going for her. I think it makes her look, just really charming. We don't know anything about her, but she's kind of charming. I'm curious if she's an actual proper party member, or if she's going to be more frail, like Yuki. So can we actually, like, safely go to this new dungeon, or is the game going to discourage us? No, the game won't let us. We have to go to plot first. Okay, so I'm going to go... I'll just go in order, because I want to go to Reina's last, because that's something to look forward to, and I love Reina so much in this game. Like, she's turned from, like, the straight girl character, the straight man of the group. That was alright, and I got why she was there, but I was like, yeah, she's alright. To, like, one of my favorites. Like, she's, like, right next to Yuki, one of my favorites. Okay, in the first area. Is it that one space we couldn't access before? Do you think? No, damn. I was kind of hoping. That's still much later on, it seems. Jesus fucking Christ. I've got my windows closed, but you still might be able to hear a bit of the construction because, you know, Lord forbid that one neighbour ever stops. So I apologise if you can hear it. So I've got my windows closed and it helps like mitigate the noise somewhat, but it's only so helpful. God, like it feels like forever since we were here, and it's like I mean, it kind of was forever, but at the same time, it kind of wasn't. It's just this game is so much bigger. I have no idea how many streams it's going to take for us to finish it, considering we're still in, what is this now, chapter 5? I found it. My most embarrassing memory. I can't believe I don't even get to choose where it'll be. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, so I need to make enough for everyone in class, and maybe a little extra for my friends. This one? What were you making? There was a lot of it. I think it was Valentine's Day. Oh, it doesn't seem too embarrassing to me yet. It's what happens next. I was making some chocolate cakes and... that's good. Should probably taste one more just to make... Actually, maybe I should have cleansed my palate first. Oh, this is a bit sloppy. I can't give this away. Oh, this one looks perfect, but it does taste good. Oh, she ate them all. There's a weird number of cakes now. I just have to eat them all. Oh, tasting your own food is very important. You want to make sure it's good before giving it away. Sounds like an excuse to eat them yourself. No way! The action tells a different story. I think this is just a possibility. I may have eaten too much. Oh no, all the cake mix is gone? Wait, you said you were making enough for your whole class. Oh, fuck. And some extra for your friends. Right. Oh my god, how many did you eat? That doesn't sound like just a few. But I wanted to eat them. You've got quite the appetite. Oh, that explains why she's not on the cooking team, even though she can cook. I love this dungeon theme as well. Just because it was such a small, tranquil, like, opening piece. Because it was like the first proper theme we heard, because the game started in here and not in the home base. That we kind of went back to the home base afterwards. Like, it's such an effective first piece. This fucking construction. I don't know how loud, if you can even hear it, or if it's just me grumbling to myself, but for me it's super damn loud. I said I've got all my windows closed to try and like muffle the noise somewhat, but still. Ooh, second layer. Are you going to be behind a barricade that we haven't seen before, please? No. Still no, you're back at the end. We still haven't got up there. Actually, I haven't even gone up to check if the liquid will work there. Whilst we're here, I can quickly detour and don't go do that. See if our liquid can unlock anything in there. That's like the only place we haven't checked yet. The purple like quack liquid or whatever it's called. We haven't seen if that can do something with this area. I doubt it, because that looks like just more rocks and rubble, but you never know. And if any of these enemies try to turn the fight us, they will sorely regret it, considering our level. Alright, goodbye, dude. Enjoy Dev. Yep, goodbye. Oh, you can grind hand baskets here. Okay, that's good to know. I realised at the end the path wasn't as wide as I thought it was, so I couldn't get through as easily as I thought I could. Oh, it's dead anyway. I was going to wait until I got 1500. I wonder what level I'll be at by the time we reach the credits. Like you know, like in the first game, because of the way it was controlled. Okay, there's no way to get through, so that's just... Don't worry, come back later. Got it. I'll go this way around so I can swerve those enemies. Sorry for going mute for a second. I was just checking how much you could hear the construction on the playback. I can't really hear it on the playback, so hopefully that'll mean it's fine for you guys, but I just need to kind of check for my own ears whether it was affecting things or not. Yeah, it is resistant to it, so I need to swap to this. Not that it matters, because I don't think we need to worry about fighting out these enemies at all. It's just extra resources at this point. It's turning into the first game, where we're only fighting them for the resources. The extra hand baskets are nice, though. It means we don't have to make as many. When we need more, like, randoms later on. Alright, Shiho, what's your most embarrassing memory? Because Owl's was actually kind of charming. I mean, yeah, it was a little... I can see why she was embarrassed. It's very, like, humiliating. But it's like... Like, Coco's was just that she's a glutton, but we know she's a glutton. So what's Shio's? Is this it? Please be something less embarrassing. Please be something less embarrassing. Please be something less embarrassing. It's a wedding. Don't you want to get a little dolled up? Sit tight. I'll do your makeup for you. No more! Stop right there! Huh? Why? I bet you looked cute all dressed up. No, that's not it. I just know more, okay? It's all smudged. It must be because I rubbed my face earlier. See, Mum did this, and then it doesn't look exactly the same, but I guess it'll do. Oh, she tried to do her own makeup. Shio. After fixing my makeup by myself, I went back to the reception and... Sorry everyone, I'm back. Why are you looking at me like that? Shio, what happened to you? Oh man. Looking in the mirror for so long I'd forgotten used to it. I didn't realise how awful my makeup really was. It was so embarrassing. I decided never to wear makeup again so I would never have to relive that. Ah, that's why she's so knowledgeable about beauty and fashion, but never puts on makeup herself. Okay, hers wasn't that bad. I think every kid at some point has like fucked up their makeup, right? That's not like the worst. I think all of them there should have turned around and gone, yeah, that's nothing new, right? Like, I'm pretty sure every girl at least once has experimented with their own makeup and done it kind of shit and not realized. Oh fuck! Finally, a new path has opened up. Is that one going to go as well? Nice. Do you think... Hang on. I need to check something. I'll say, do you think this has changed things in other landscapes as well, and we just haven't seen it because we didn't go to it? Like, if I go here, will something open up? Yep, that's worth checking. So it is just plot progression, or maybe it's to do with hanging out with them enough. Like, we're this close to Coco, and now that's opened up. So what was it, like down there? We can now go. So we get to listen to this like beautiful like dungeon theme again. Like, that's the word of the day with this game's soundtrack. It was the same with the first one. I genuinely love the more peaceful and like somber tracks more than the energetic and loud ones. Like, the energetic and loud ones are really cool as well. Like, some of those techno tracks in the first game were crazy, and it's kind of a shame they seem to have like toned down the techno quite a lot in this game. But the actual like tranquil pieces where it's like you're just exploring and the game's doing its thing and you're finding your way around, yada yada. I love these tracks. They're so beautiful. Oh, new material, glowing stalk. Like, the game feels so inviting. Okay, so all of that for some glowing stalk. Ah. And there was no secret areas in the last part, so Shio's, and we need to check the deserted station and the city terminus, because both of them have like potential zones that could have moved. I think maybe I was gonna say, never mind. Has the water lowered? Finally? Or is it just new bars have appeared and that's what it's showing? New bars have appeared. So if I check the map, yes, these middle patches are gone, so we can now get to that little island space and that there. And then once we check them both out, we can just circle around to that train and see what's moved there. So this end bit's still blocked off, so I guess that's just later on. So it's just befriending people. Getting closer to them unlocks more areas. Excuse me, little termite dude. Every single time we pass by any kind of railway, if you notice, like, without even thinking about it, I run across the bar along the side. Can you tell what I used to do when I was a kid? I'd go to like abandoned railways and run across them. It's just a force of nature. I can't help it. Like, it's out of my hand. I just act without thinking. It's just every time I just want to run across the pole. I don't want to just run across the middle of the track. And of course the railways are everywhere because it's linked to like the railroad that leaves our home base. Everything starts with the little railroad, so it's just I'm used to it being everywhere. So it really has just become second nature to just run across the beam like this. I like how because it can see us, it just can't like get to us because we were on a scripted item. So the enemy just had question marks above its head. Okay, you gonna move so I can get to that item? Oh! Gaudy signs. Okay, so a new resource, that's kind of nice. And so then what's the other thing on the other side? Please be something cool. And helpful. What was that other... There was another crafting thing we needed that could, like, break the scenery. That we, like, needed for, Hina's. Right? Like, there was something in Hina's that we couldn't break open because we didn't have, like, a certain resource. I was just thinking, like, maybe we can get that. Either way, it's more excuses to, check out old areas again and do more cleanup. Hey Rob, found you recently and I'm enjoying the series. Thank you, dude. I'm enjoying going through it. Thank you for hopping in. I'm not necessarily doing cleanup, but some dungeons have got new areas opened up to them, so I'm detouring to do that because the game plot asks us to detour back to old dungeons anyway. So it's like, whilst we're here, you know, might as well check out these new things and see what we can find. And also doing like things like this at the start of a stream, you know, gives people the time to kind of hop in before we get to like the main plot stuff. Acidic water we can craft. Okay. To check out that is when we go back to base. But I want to quickly check out the other side of the train station to see if anything's opened up there now as well. Or if it's just this first space that's got new bars and whatnot to run across. So then I'm leaving Rainer's to last because it's like, that's... Okay, there's nothing else here, let's go. Because we would have seen a little cutscene if there was. So next is Hina. And Hina's... The first stage opened up, so we'll just run through them all the layers. I just unlocked Shiho and I'm really enjoying the game so far, really mellow and chill. Oh, then this game isn't really necessarily spoilery. But are you sure you want to be watching, just in case I spoil something if I'm further ahead? But yeah, I agree. I find this is almost like a palate cleansing game, where it's like you just play it and you just chill out and are happy. You know, you just enjoy it for what it is. It's very cutesy. It does some things like, because even at the start of this stream, or maybe before you jumped in, I was talking about a little plot twist that we witnessed like a couple streams back, and it's like I'm gonna be talking about it again. It's not the biggest plot twist, but I don't want to, like, you know, spoil it, you know, because it's like realizing it's what made it so charming, because it's a really like uplifting plot twist, and I don't want to be the one that ruins it for you before you get there. You're not too far away from it, because I'm only in like chapter what, 4 or 5. I've only had because after Shio, I think I've had 2. No, I've had 1 new party member join, actually. I've only had 1 more new party member join. The second one's just came to us, but she's not playable yet. Oh, but I will say, though, put Shio in your team. She starts a little behind everyone else, like, in terms of stats, because, you know, everyone else gets the other reasons to boost and whatnot. But when she comes into her own, holy shit, does she come into her own. So, like, put her in your team. Thankfully, this game, has universal experience, as in it doesn't matter if party members aren't in the field. Like if I bring up my party select, Hina's not in my main party, she's still getting experience and still leveling up. Like she's level 29 even though I haven't used her, sort of thing. So it is more inviting to just use whoever you feel like. And right now, Coco is a great damage dealer, Shiho is a great all-rounder, and Ao's the protagonist, so of course I'm using her. That's just an unwritten rule for me in JRPGs. Even if you give me the option to swap off the pro tag, I probably won't. Especially now I've discovered, because of like the little embarrassing scene earlier, that Ao had a goth phase in middle school. That if anything, that's just endeared me to her more. So I was like, that's kind of charming, that this little kooky little menace that is Ao had a goth phase, where she called herself Moonshadow. And she just, you know, she's got past it, but I was just like, that's kind of cute. Excuse me, enemies, I need to get to this embarrassing secret. We need to see what Hina's most embarrassing secret is. This is it, right? Oh, let's get this over with. And the reason why we're deliberately collecting everyone's embarrassing secrets is because the new party member that's joined has got no emotional response to anything right now, and so it's essentially in like an emotionally deprived coma. So if we all have extremely embarrassing stories to share with her, we can make her like empathy and her second-hand embarrassment fire off. That will help twig her and kind of get her back to her senses. Yes, that is the best medicine we decided to come up with. Just fucking humiliate ourselves. So Al was that she in middle school had a goth phase and called herself Moonshadow. I don't mind supposing I'm glad when RPGs do that, like Persona Royal. I still haven't played 5, the Royal Edition. I've only played base 5. I keep on saying I'll get around to it, but that explains Al's reflector outfit. Actually, yeah, it does. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about it until you said it. That absolutely explains her the outfit. Why it's like the dark black and purple and whatnot. It's her goth phase coming back. But so, yeah, Al's secret was that she had a goth phase. Kokoro's secret is that she's a glutton, but we already knew that. She on Valentine's Day, she made a bunch of cakes for her entire class. She taste tested one of them, liked it, and ended up eating all of them. How many cakes that actually was left to your imagination. And Shio's most embarrassing memory, I don't even think was that embarrassing. Shio's most embarrassing memory is that when she was a kid, she fucked up her makeup once, and people saw it. And I was like, she was a kid. No, I don't think there's a single girl on the planet who like perfects the makeup as a kid the very first time they try it. The whole point of you know, like I think Shio's got the best off so far. So let's see what Hina goes through, and then we'll worry about Reina. That's her, Hina. No hesitation whatsoever. Oh, Hina, sorry. She's so brave. What to do? What other songs can I sing? Alright, next up is Hina! Already? Let's stop here. I guess she wasn't so brave after all. Huh? Why? We're just getting to the good part. Please stop. Where did all of her cool resolve go? Is this memory from when you went to karaoke with Yuzu and Lime? Oh shit, I thought I recognised it. Is this actually from the first game where like Hina can't sing to for shit? Yeah, I ran out of songs I could sing. Why didn't you let one of them sing instead? I heard that if the mic is passed to you and you don't sing, you'll be trapped inside the karaoke booth forever. What kind of rule is that? So how about we all put our hands over our ears for the next bit, no? Not happening. It's like, oh, I know, there's that one song. Okay. Her singing's beautiful. Why is this an embarrassing secret? Oh, it's a nursery rhyme. Got it. Oh, she's singing a nursery rhyme as a joke. I don't know if Hina is the type for that. Is she seriously wanted to sing this song? I don't think there's... You ran out of songs, so thought of a nursery rhyme. I can sing what I want. It's a free country. I thought this was America. That's what she's saying. She's like, I thought it was America. I can sing what I damn well please. Yeah, you certainly prove that. A girl our age singing nursery rhymes at karaoke, it's definitely impressive. That's a nice way to put it. I didn't know that many songs back then. That was all I had. I know way more songs now, so it'll never happen again. Got it? I don't know. I thought nursery song singing Hinako was kind of cute. And her singing was nice. Oh fuck, there's an enemy right here. Yeah, like Hina went full on like Stan Marsh for a second there. Like Anyway, before we leave, I want to check the next couple zones just to see if any more's opened up. I like Coco and Reina's outfits here. Do you unlock them? And Shio's secret sounds like day-to-day to me. Yeah, like, right? Like, Shio sounds like, I don't know whether it's because I have, like, the collector's edition or because you do unlock them. But, I just brought, like, the edition of the game that came with a season pass, and it came with a bunch of alternate costumes. And, as someone who has a huge bias towards, darker colors, I immediately swapped Coco to black and Reina to, hers. Like, once when we leave, if you remind me, I mean, I should remember, because hopefully my memory's not that bad at 23 years old, I will show them off quickly for you. But I literally, like, it was on this game and on the PS4 version, like I say collector's edition, not the digital deluxe, the version that comes with the season pass was on sale, so I just nabbed it. So I just thought, screw it, I'll get the ultimate version, and I'm glad I did. It's like, not everything's that relevant, but like, the DLC dungeon, as hard as it is fun to explore. Like, get the little cameos with Ryza and whatnot. From Atelier Ryza. Ooh, dented griddle. And what's this? I don't know what tiramisu is. Let's quickly check the next zone. I'm avoiding the enemies because we've done this dungeon a while ago. So it's like, I know I'm over-leveling the enemies, but I don't even have to do anything to those last ones. You're amazing balance, Hina. Well, she is a ballet dancer. I'd be amazed if she did. Yes, well, the ballet training is paying off. Well, it's strong, so we can use it for a lot of things. Okay, let's get to Zone 2. Oh, Zone 2 is a little bit of a spoiler. I'm going to warn you now. Just the location. Obviously, it'll be contextless because there won't be any cutscenes. But it kind of gives you a faint idea of what's kind of going on. Okay, but it is something we can open up and go check out. Oh god, where is that? Oh no, I know where that is. It's like right up there. So we got a bit of a run. Take a right all the way to the end, left all the way to the end, left. Okay. We're past the creepy monsters of anxiety. At least I think that's what they represent. I think they represent Hina's anxieties. This whole second area represents her dream, like, crumbling. Because that's what made Hina an interesting character for me. And it's just because she's the protag of the first game, but the way they explore her in this game is a lot more interesting. Because she's not just the protagonist, you know? She's another character in the conundrum. Yeah. I love that Hina's here. It's Yuzu and Lime are around as well, but they are a lot more background. The other characters in the first one, they're a lot more background. Lime is in a like coma state, keeping this spirit realm they're in together. Like, the only reason that this realm exists and they're safe in here is because Lime is holding it together. Sort of like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man holding back the fucking train. That's basically Lime and all like the spirit bullshit. Whilst Yuzu has no memory. Well, she has some ideas, but she has no real memory of what's transpired before. She doesn't even remember Hina and the relationship they once had as like friends. Sorry, now I am spoiling things. I'm really enjoying this game, and so it's like I want to talk about more things about it. Like, it's got like you've got until we get into Reina's Heartscape. When we get to Reina's Heartscape, that's kind of like my last warning, because that's where the plot twist is. And when we get there, I'm gonna be like, oh, it was this bit, and oh, that's that bit, and oh, this is this bit. Imagine you had Max when she recruited her. Yeah, that'd be nice, but I guess because Hina, just like everyone else other than Al, when she joins, starts by having no memories. Oh, my doorbell just went, so give me just 1 second. Probably post. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. It wasn't even post. It was just someone, it was like some bank advertiser, and I was just like, nah, I'm good, thanks, go. But, yeah, it is like how Shio can't remember Coco, to answer your question. It's the same deal. Every character that joins, it is established after Shio that it's going to be a common thing. Ao is the outlier. For some reason, she's the only one who has memories, but there's one specific thing that Ao can't remember, but everyone else, when they get their memories back, can remember, making a bit more of an anomaly as to what's going on between them all. Oh, she is all 30. Oh god. I just wanted to pick up this and then I'll be out of your way, Mr. Creepy Monster. Okay. It would be quicker to leave and then warp to the third area. Actually, before I go back in, I'll show you the costumes. This one you unlock, that one I know much. A lot of them are really pervy, but like, this is kind of cool, but it's like, I like darker colours, so I kept on it. The fact that you can use put the first game uniform on them is kind of cool, and then like, Cat Maid is like, what the fuck, and then, you know, the cutesy summer outfit, half bikini, kind of not. Like, that's kind of charming. If it wasn't for the fact that the top button's not done up, I'd probably wear it, just because it's kind of cute. But I keep her as normal. But Coco, I prefer the black shirt. And Reina, it's like the jacket, I prefer it. But it's like Yuki, like, I keep her in her default because her alternate makes her look like a middle schooler. Right? Like, her alternate colour is like a middle schooler, and I don't want to put her in the Hoshinomiya uniform. Or the beachside puppy, because, you know, it's the button being undone, because, you know, fan service. And the same with Shiho. Shiho looks like a middle schooler as well. Hino, I think, looks alright, but it's like her alternate just looks like her normal, but without the heart. Like, it all becomes one shade. Oh god, and her beachside puppy literally is beachside. She doesn't wear the shorts, she just goes full bikini. I do like that if you wiggle the stick, the characters get dizzy. You can hear them go, ah! And you can put accessories on as well, but it'll be the same when I eventually play Tales of Arise on the channel. I usually don't bother with that. I like to keep it kind of focused. I might change colours or like change the costume slightly, but I don't usually mess with accessories. Unless there's something very particular that like catches my interest. But I'll just check here to see if there's any other secret areas. Shio looks like she's from Persona 3 in her role. Yeah, actually that's a good point. Okay, they're all still locked off, so let's leave and go to the character that's slowly growing into best girl for me. We'll go to... Okay, we need to go to Zone 2, but we'll check 1 and 3 first, just to see if anything new is unlocked. And we get to listen to my favourite dungeon theme for about 2 seconds, because there's nothing here. That is my favourite dungeon theme so far. Reina's theme that plays here is so goddamn beautiful to me. And it's not just because it's got the leitmotif of, you know, the main game theme. Okay, nothing here either, so we'll just go back to Zone 2. Or the fact that it's got like a nice funk to it. It's that it's got such a bittersweet tone to it, and as you go through it and get more of Reina's memories back, you feel more of it. Oh, as a jacket in the game, some outfit on the cover, so I swap them a lot. Yeah, I feel like as long as it's in the same theme, or the same feel, costumes don't bother me. As in character, yeah, I love Reina. She wasn't my favourite at first. I thought she was just like very much like the straight man thing, and then we learned that she's not even straight. So I was like, oh, okay, this character's kind of cool. Which, yeah, that's like one of the big things, is that Reina gets her memories back, and I won't spoil who it is, but the memories she gets back is that she's actually in love with another girl, and I'm not like any kind of cutesy anime Yuri baiting. No, she's genuinely, fully, romantically in love with another girl, and she doesn't know how to process her feelings now. She's just got her memories back, and it was one of the cutest fucking reveals of who she actually loves and like how her memories work. Like, you can kind of see it coming, but it doesn't change the fact it's fucking adorable. And the way they handle it, and you have like this very like controlled and confident and like always like knows what she wants to say, know what she's thinking, know what to do character, suddenly become extremely vulnerable as she admits like how romantically invested she was in this one person, and how now she's got her memories back, she still is, she just doesn't know what to do with it. And it's why the music has like a slight bittersweetness to it, because she doesn't know how to handle herself, she doesn't know what she's supposed to do next. She's just a hopeless romantic. And it was weird because after I did the stream where we found out that twist, I went onto like the forums online and I found a journalist article, and I'm glad that I saw the twist before I saw the article on the journalist, because I know what the journalist was doing, and like he meant the best of it, but he spoiled this. He spoiled the twist that Reina has a crush on someone, because the journalist entry was talking about how Blue Reflection 2 has fantastic LGBT representation, and I thoroughly agree with that. I think this game's phenomenal at what it does. But in it, they talk directly about Reina and the girl she's in love with, and talks about how the relationship starts to bloom after this part in the plot. And I'm like, no, I haven't seen how the relationship blooms yet, shut up. But I was like, it was nice to talk about it and see that like people really loved that twist, and it wasn't just me fanboying. People really loved Reina's character and what she goes through and how she feels in this game. And you know, it's not just another anime game with a bunch of Yuri bait. There's actually, you know, an actual gay character in this, and they don't exaggerate it, they don't overblow it, they don't do anything stupid. They just go, I'm in love with this girl, and everyone goes, oh, and they carry on. You know, they don't do any of that anime trope bullshit. They don't do any of the, but you're both girls. You know, you see like almost every anime ever where they do that. They don't do any of that. They completely accept Reina for who she is and don't even give it a second thought. Like, they don't make a thing of it. They don't exaggerate it. You just find out the person she's in love with happens to be a girl, and then they carry on. Which is how it should fucking be. You know? It's how it should always be. It is normal. It's as normal as every other relationship that people could have. Well, I'll leave it there, because I talked about it more than enough in the stream when that twist was revealed. Because I was just giddy. I was so happy on that stream. We're like realizing what was going on, realizing where her mindset was. Like, it literally took Reina from, like, I kind of liked her, she was alright, yeah, I get her position in the role, to like, oh no, this girl was like my second favourite. My favourite's still Yuki, just because I love her attitude and like and the way she acts and how she thinks and the cheeky vibe she always has. I just think she's so endearing. I liked when Reina had the secret room on the roof, and it sounds like it was tastefully done. Yeah, I think it was very well done. So I won't go into the detail, because I think it's one of those things you need to experience for yourself. And it's like, it's why I've also been careful, because Reina's memories during that dungeon are so frantic and all over the place. It bleeds out of, like, the things out of her control. So I won't show it all, obviously, but it's like in the group chat, you see all these dark messages. Those black messages are literally escaping from Reina's mind. Like, her emotions are so all over the place. She so doesn't know what to do, what she's supposed to do next, that everyone's phones start buzzing, and it's literally just her raw emotions firing off in random directions, and it happens to show up on the phone. And it's like I don't know, like, so someone's comic? What? An indie comic, also known as a doujin. They are written, drawn, and published by amateurs. Whoever dropped this must have been in a real hurry. I wonder if they dropped any of my faves. But I think that's also why there's a leitmotif of the game's main theme in this dungeon theme. Well, all of them have it, but more prominently in this, because it's a much more heartfelt and empathetic moment, and it's a, you know, it's a game series that's central theme is empathy. So having a character who's genuinely kind of trying to rediscover themselves and isn't sure what to do and where to go next and what to find, and having the main theme's melody like tickle along in the background, it's like, yeah, it's perfect. This dungeon is exactly what this series is kind of about. And I think, I don't know, like when I first started, I felt the first game handled its central theme of empathy better, but I'm coming around to this one. It's just they handle it different. Also, how did I get hit that hard? Jesus Christ. Because the first game focused on this character has a problem, learn to understand it, and was a lot more like robotic in that sense. Whilst this game is people don't have their memories, so you learn of them as you like talk to them, regardless of how good or bad they are. And it's just being able to pat them on the back with the good and rub the back on the bad. Because obviously when you get all your memories back, not all of them are going to be as pleasant. And in a realm like this, where they're all shown to your face, it's like the same in the first dungeon. You see as early as Coco, when her hideout got destroyed. She remembers things she wished she didn't. Alright, let's see what Reina's embarrassing secret is. I wonder if it is tied to her twist. Tired. I want to watch some TV. Oh, it's some anime. Might as well check it out. Goodbye. The first game isn't available in Australia, so I'm watching you pay for the context. Oh, fair enough. No, I can't do... The first game... Was it the first game and the second game are radically different beasts? The only thing they share is, like, the all-girl cast, and the central theme of empathy. It's just the first game handles it a lot more systematically, whilst this game is a lot more open-ended in little things it does. And I think this game's a lot better for it. Also, you know, this game has an experience system. The first game doesn't. The first game is you level up by doing side quests or maxing out social links. You don't get experience from fights, so you are locked to certain levels depending on plot progression. And it was like that was a bit clunky because it made grinding kind of meaningless because you're only doing it for resources. Whilst this, like, the dungeons are bigger and there's actual dungeons and not just the domain free spaces the first game had. There's a traditional level up system. There's more than, you know, just 3 party members. Every time a new character joins, we can add them to the party and swap people out. The game is a hell of a lot bigger. We were nearly done by this point in the original. This game is a hell of a lot bigger. We're only in like chapter 5. And all in all, this game I just think is really fun. But it's still very much its own beast, at least so far. The only link to the first game has been Hina. And even then, it feels more like a, hey, here's a character that knows a little bit more about the world and what's going on. Because she has experience, and that's about it. Are you really going to be the only one to run away? What is this? I thought anime was just for kids. I didn't realize it was so moving, so heart-wrenching, so fun. I should record next week's episode. No, I want to watch it when it airs. Oh, that was your awakening. Oh, did she find a Yuri anime? Did she find a Yuri anime and that's what kind of awoke her sexuality? Is that what they're talking about? Is that why like look at Shiho and Hina grinning at her? I never think that Reina would. I was somewhat surprised. And I like that it's not a one-off thing anywhere. Like with Reina's sexuality, it's not a one-off either. Like we went on like some, you know, the dates you can do around the hub world. A couple of them elaborate on it now it's known. Like there was a point where it's like she wants to go back to her domain to draw a part of it to remember for her memories, and Hina asks her, is it just for you or is it for the character that she's in love with? And she went, to be honest, I don't know yet. And I was like, oh. That was the last episode. It was the only thing that kept me going. What do I have to live for now? Maybe I'll look up some discussions for the finale online. Oh, what is this, fan art? I see, by drawing the characters, I can keep them alive in my heart forever. Alright, I'm gonna go buy a tablet tomorrow. Wow, you got even more into anime than you expected, huh? Yeah. I am a nerd. I'm proud of it. Aww. But I've really come around the Reina. I love this moron. She tries to play like the straight man, like the one that's in control and keeps everyone in check, but she's just as much as, you know, a goofy teenager as everyone else. Such an I don't even draw my own comics. Happy now? Yeah, very. No, just calm down, okay? I'm not even that embarrassing these days. It's not even that embarrassing these days. Better get so worked up, she probably didn't want us to see this. Maybe we should wrap up this discussion. So that's what the drawing I saw on the computer in the rooftop storage room was. Oh yeah, there's been a couple points where, like, if you poke your head into the computer and Raina's private room on the roof, on the computer, like, she has drawings and photos, and it's implied that the drawings and photos well, the photos at least are of the other girls, that she's like taking admiring pictures of them, but it's not straight stated, it's just implied. But her drawings were left a lot more open-ended, so I guess she still was drawing the characters, like her fan art for the characters she loved from animes and whatnot.
Okay.
That should be all of our emotional shards. Let's go back to school and make that medicine. It's a shame the first game's not available in Australia. Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, in the UK, we sometimes get some weird, like, game restrictions. But it's like, compared to the Aussies, you guys get it fucking rough, like, no good reason. Like, the amount of games I see there, it's like, why didn't that go out in the AU? You know, like, what the fuck? Anyway, alright, so that's all of our memories. Congratulations all around. Yuki gets to act all smug because she's the only one who doesn't have her memories back yet. So she doesn't have a Heartscape to get embarrassing memories. So she just got to watch everyone else humiliate themselves. Everyone looks exhausted. Yeah, revealing all our memories was tiring, but so was hearing about everyone else's. We've punished ourselves so much. This better work. Alright. So Al was goth phase, Coco was glutton, Shio is that she fucked up her makeup, which is like I said, like the least embarrassing one in my mind. Reina was that she got way into anime, and it was implied that she discovered her sexuality through that. Well, she had her awakening through that, as they worded it. And Hina is that she sung a nursery rhyme. I think there's a bit of a contrast between ones that are embarrassing and ones that really are just normal for a kid. Hello, Yuzu. Welcome back, everyone. Everyone's face. Oh, you look like you're about to collapse. You ran into some demons or something? Yeah, personal ones. Not demons, no. I would prefer demons. Let's get this over with, otherwise I'll start to remember what happened again. Sure, okay, everyone gather around me. Yuzu doesn't have, like I said, she doesn't have her memories either. She knows that she's her guide and she's like tied to everything, but that's it. We will use these as the basis of a spirit remedy. Let's get cooking! Al, the tools should be on the shelf over there. Could you grab them? We put you in charge all of a sudden. You didn't do anything earlier. Is this it? Alright. What is this? Quick grow? Contains 3000 mg of arginine. Promotes healthy bone development so you can get taller. Oh, we just found Yuki's embarrassing secret. That she's like 4'10" and really doesn't like the fact she's like that small. No, put that back! What's gone into you? Oh, a girl in my class took this stuff. She said she needed to be taller to be a ballerina. I found it in the storage space. I figured I'd try it and see if it did what the label says. I didn't think you'd be worried about that kind of thing. Well, we can count on this as your embarrassing story. Sorry I got carried away inside giving out orders. Yeah, she's small. Yeah, but she's cute. She's a little gremlin, but she's our little gremlin. That's how I've been treating her since like the game started. Alright, let's make that bloody spirit remedy. It doesn't matter who it is, it's a plot thing. Oh, I need to get more sand. Alright, now we got our meds. Let's go trouble our new girl. It's done! No, we don't know if it works since we can't really test it. What if our embarrassing memories are in that, right? I wonder what it tastes like. They say the best medicine tastes the worst, but I hope it isn't too bad. Okay, let's take this to Kirara. Alright, Kirara, I hope you wake up. Because I love your bedhead design already. Shio, you're up next. Right. And Kirara is one of Shio's old friends. Anything? Which is where the link was established. Kirara Kuno joined the group. Okay, so she is awake. Okay, the lovely ladies assembled group is starting to get pretty big. Look at that bar across the top. Ao, Coco, Yuki, Reina, Shio, Hina, and now Kirara, and Yuzu, and then Resource. We don't even know who Resource is. Look. Gross. I don't know what voice to give her yet. She's awake. We did it, Shio. Yeah. I haven't tasted anything so bitter. And her voice is super soft. She's like a child. I never tasted anything so bitter. Are you feeling okay, Kirara? It's gonna be an... I don't watch HoloLive or like VTubers that much, but I'm very, very aware of Kirara. And so trying to like break off that when my head, my dyslexic brain is seeing the K-I and an A at the end, my brain's gonna fight me a lot during this. And she's not gonna remember us, is she? Who are you? Oh right, we should probably explain the situation. For a second, I thought that was her standing height. I was going to say, how small is this kid? Oasis. End of the world? Well, can you remember anything? Nothing. Oh, figured as much. Then, what about these booths? You must have some sort of memory tied to them. Booths? I feel like there's some kind of important task I must complete here. Someone gives a girl a brush. I was gonna say, it's like her fringe is all over the place. Everyone else has it so controlled and organised and whatnot. Well, I say that Hina's got a few like strands that will here, there, and everywhere. Maybe you'll be able to figure it out once you regain your memory in the Heartscape. Yeah, that must be the reason your Heartscape was available from the beginning. What is a Heartscape? How do I explain? Regain my memories, is it? Oh. What are you all waiting for? Get to that in that Heartscape, let's go! I'd like to go to this Heartscape place. Are you feeling better, Kirara? Much better. I can move just fine. Then, it's time to enter Kirara's Heartscape. Let's do this thing! Come on, Kirara, fuck! Okay. Resource. What are you truly? I'm your super duper guide to help you with everything you need to live in Oasis. Lies. I don't remember ever creating such a thing. Just like Ao, I have no knowledge of your existence. Tell me the truth. Oh shit. Is it hiding something? Also, that was in the group chat, Yuzu, so we can all read that. What's up? Looks like the school makeover is coming along well. We're just getting started. I'm not even close to satisfied. There's so much more we could build. I guess you're right. We're kind of running out of space to put things, though. Then we'll just have to make more space. You notice this section of the courtyard that's all beat up? I was thinking we could use it if we leveled it out. Oh, finally! It is a bit of an eyesore. And so, I have a favour to ask you. Can you give me the materials we need to fix it? Leave it to me. I've been saying for a while that I hope we can clean that up so I can do something with it. Dun, 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 dun. It's fun making things like this. It almost feels like we're preparing for a school festival. Should we decorate the classrooms as well? Oh, we totally should! Can we make the hallways and stairwells all sparkly too? We've got all these girls here. We should turn this place into a maid cafe while we're at it. The only problem would be the lack of guests. Oh wow, she's small. I wonder who's smaller between her and Yuki. That would be a problem. Oh, no, do we not go here? Do we have to actually go to the quest giver? Where are you, Yuki? Oi. Feels like the vending machine lineup is always changing. Maybe it's just a... No. To the girl. Kirara can't fight either. She can keep me company while you're gone. I think I've got her request. Yeah, I've got 4 hammers. Need to make more of them, though. Right, the construction's starting up again. Sorry if you can hear any of it. I couldn't hear any of it in the backplay earlier, but just in case some of it does creep into the mic, just... Sorry. It's like down the road. We've got this one neighbor who, like... No, it's annoying because he hasn't got any of the rights and plans to build where he's building, and yet he's doing it anyway, and the council have told him off like 2 or 3 fucking times. It's like, no, stop, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, and he just keeps on doing it. And it's like, please just actually stop him instead of sending him warnings, because he's clearly not going to stop, the arrogant fuck. Because he's already breached right to review, because we have a garden view, and he's expanded his house block out far enough that his actual next door neighbor, because I said he's a few doors down from us, he's not our next door neighbor, he's like 4 or 5 down, he's blocked off their view of the sun, so the sun can't get into the back windows anymore because he's expanded it out so much. So it's literally a breach of right, and it still hasn't been dealt with. Let's get to work, shall we? This looks so much better. Wow, you can't even tell something used to be here. It looks so good, I almost don't want to build anything on it. Hey, I thought we fixed this so we could build something on it in the first place. I know, thanks for all the help out. Yuki, she gets talents. And her talents can be used to boost other characters' attack points. Let's say like Reina +7 attack, Hina +7 attack, vitality boost, so you'll get more health boost out of crafting if you get it for her, or like initial ether speed. Like she gets some more supportive talents. Oh, you're super all supportive as well. Look. Oh, she's got the little cat smile as well, and a grin. So both of the characters that have little cat smiles are the ones that are like the supporting units. But yeah, Yuki and, I'm going to assume from their wording, Scruffport here, Kirara, aren't combat based, because they've all got like boost other characters' resistances and whatnot. So just hanging out with them, going on dates, which we need to start, by the way. Now we should be... Actually, can we change her costumes now? Yes, we can. Let's see what you've got. Okay, swimwear, that makes sense. Oh my god, you're like tiny. Okay, that makes sense. I kind of like that, actually. I mean, I prefer this, I think, but I kind of like this too. I'm not sure. That's cute. A hospital kitty, okay. Oh, she almost looks like she's wearing like a dress. What should we do? Normal or alt? I kind of like both of them for different reasons. Like, this makes it almost seem more pure, but this is more fitting for her character because it looks more scruffy to fit her, like, scruffy-esque. Because she looks almost like the kind of, like, the sleepyhead kind of type, just from the aesthetic of her. I'll keep her on default for now, but I'll entertain the idea of changing her to alt later on. Oh yeah, we customized the pool. I wonder if we're going to get to customize the pool any further beyond that. What's with these markers of people on the minimap? I don't know. That's new. I want to check out that. It says there's something upstairs. I'm like, what? What is it? What's waiting for us? Isn't it we finally opened the second floor, now we've got too many bedrooms? Yes, it is. We've opened up 2B. Ah. So now, like... What you doing? Something's wrong with the computer. We're looking for the manual. Do computers even have manuals anymore? I'm pretty sure everything's digital now. We can't connect to the internet anyway. It'd be faster if we just take it apart and try to find out what's wrong. Yeah, but then we have to put it back together. It could be blocked with dust or something. Maybe we should try and clean it? Yep, you got to remember to dust your machines. I'm glad that the lid on the PS5's come off relatively easy. So it's been relatively fine being able to dust it out. Far easier than it ever was with the fucking PS4. This classroom does look like it's cleaner than our classroom. I wonder what would be best. Oh fuck. Look for a manual, crack it open or clean it first. I'm gonna say clean it first. That makes the most sense. Clean it out and just see if it changes anything. Because they're right. If we open it, we'll have to put it back together again. Let's just clean it out first. Why don't we try cleaning it first? But this room is so clean already. Doesn't seem like there'd be much dust. You'd be surprised. We cut a lot of corners. We only clean the connection ports about once a week. It's more surprising that you keep them clean at all. Hang on, I think I have an idea. Mind if I try something? Okay, it sounds like you just hit it. It turned on. Ow, you're amazing. Tell me something I don't know. I'm thankful for your help, but did you really do anything special? Did she just hit it and it worked? Ahem. Thank you all for coming. I have gathered you all here today for one reason and one reason alone. To gather ingredients. That's your grand announcement? This time is a little different though. That's because I will also be taking part. Oh. You usually tag along anyways. Yes, but I've got an official request this time. Yuki, could I ask you a favor, they said. Who's that supposed to be, Shio? Correct, little miss. Yay! Oh, who's that supposed to be? Shio? That's how she worded it. I suppose now that we have more people, someone has to stay and watch the school. Wait, how should we decide who does what? I'm planning to go to the Heartscape. I'm thinking of gathering some of my plants growing around the school. We're splitting up! That way we'll finish quicker, and everyone can do what they're best at. Fine, fine, I'll go wherever is most efficient or whatever. Oh, Yuki. I'll help Yuki. I'll give Yuki a hand. It'd be tough to cover so much ground alone. Yay, glad to have you. We can slack off with more than 2 people. We can slack off more with 2 people. Oh, wow. Ow. Until recently, I thought booting a PC meant literally kicking it. Oh yeah, Haru does say that, doesn't she? I forgot that she's that much a tech idiot. It's been a while since I've gone through P5. To be honest, it's weird with Persona 5. I love Persona 5 so goddamn much. I played it 3 times in a row at launch, almost platinumed it. The only trophy I was missing was like do every request. And I was like, I can't be able to do a whole nother playthrough just to do the requests. But then after that, I haven't touched it since. Like I think I burnt myself out because of how much I enjoyed it and just haven't come back to it since. I will at some point, because at some point I want to pick up Royal, but I'm also kind of waiting to see what Persona 6 is going to be like, because it's like the most well-known secret next to Resident Evil 4's remake, that Persona 6 is in development and has been since 2019. And that's not even me like theorizing and whatnot. No. It's been like the worst kept secret. They've been working on P6 since or just before Persona 5 Royal came out in Japan. And it's part of the reason why Soul Hackers 2 is so different from Atlas's norm, because it's at least to me, it really comes across as it's a huge experiment. Because instead of it being another high school boy who doesn't talk much, it's a very vocal adult girl It's like, that's different from Atlas's norm. They always do mute schoolboys, and now they're doing a talkative adult girl. That's literally the opposite in every count, you know? And they're doing it as a giant experiment to see if it works, if people like it, because I think Persona 6 is going to be different. I think Persona 5 was the peak, like, on a technical standpoint of what they wanted to do with the Persona franchise, so I think 6 is going to use that opportunity to take it a completely different direction. I'm expecting them to be college kids instead of high school kids, or maybe even just straight up adults. I imagine college kids so they can still keep the timetable pattern that the games have had since P3. But at least that to me is the hunch I've got, and I genuinely think a female protagonist is coming for P6, and I think that's why Soul Hackers 2 has a female MC, because they are experimenting to see if they can make it work with their modern writing team, and if it does, then go full hog with it in P6. In fact, I'm confident enough in P6 and its development and where it is and how far along it is and what it's going to do, that I think we will have an announcement teaser before the end of this year. Might be met the P3 FMC concept. Maybe. In fact, I hope so. I just want them... Because I want them to be... I've talked about it a little bit on a different stream, but I don't think you were there, so I don't mind repeating myself a bit here. But I want them to be a bit older anyway, because Persona 2, 3, and 5 all try, and to an extent 4 actually, I won't kick 4 that much. All of them try and talk about darker topics at times, but it feels like they are to an extent restricted because of the characters' ages. Like, they can't go into as much detail about it as they maybe would like to, or talk about some things as much as they'd want to, because the characters are supposed to be 15 or 16, and it's like you know, like you have oh, I forgot his name. The perverted school teacher from Persona 5, who's like heavily implied to be like sexually abusing some of the students. They could have probably talked about that more openly if the cast were older, but because they're 16, they're like, nah, let's rein this in a little bit. Like, you know, they had to kind of check themselves a little bit. It's like, we can't talk about it in this way because it wouldn't be appropriate for the ratings board because of their age. The ratings board would have shut it down hard. Kamoshida, yes, that's his name. The fuckwit. Yeah, I'm sorry, the only villain I really remember is Shido. Just because of, damn, Brett, oh, Sue! It's been a long while since I last played P5. I played base P5 when it first came out, so that was years ago. That was like, what, was it 2017 or 2018? I think it was 2017, because it was the same year Sonic Mania came out, so it's like, it's been a while. But it's like, yeah, like, if they were college kids, they could have talked about that more personally. They could have shown how it mentally, like, just, like, affected the victims more directly. They could have done more with it. They could have seen her, like, the victims respond differently to certain situations. Like, maybe they freak out if someone gets too close naturally, and it's like, you know, but because of the ratings board and the character's age, it made a clash. But if they're college kids, there's a much wider range of how old they could be. You could have them all be around 21, 22. I think, at least. Like, yeah, I'm sure they'll probably make them like 19, 20 instead, but you know what I mean? That they could make them slightly older if they wanted to. And because of that, then they could talk about darker topics. Because that's the biggest thing I miss from the modern Persona games. As someone who grew up with Revelations Persona and Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, I miss how dark those games got. Persona 2 had a character who, when you find her shadow and learn her big secret, you realize that she's actually a drug addict because she relies on drugs to bury trauma. And it's like, whoa, fuck. And the only reason they could do it is because the game came out in the 90s. And so her being a 16-year-old actual drug addict who was burying, like, horrendous trauma, it was like something they could get away with. But by the time Persona 3 came out a decade later, a lot of rules and regulations, especially with the ratings board, had radically changed. And so they couldn't do something like that. And so things got a lot more implied and less direct because they didn't up the age of the characters, they kept them as high school kids. So I think P6 being an older group would just do them writing favors. It would allow them to write about things they used to again without, you know, without having to be concerned about the age of the characters so much. And I think it would be in their best interest because of how many people were introduced to Persona through Persona 5, and the reason why they attached to it is because they were around the same age as the characters. It's been about 5 or 6 years. If the next game's cast around 22, 23, they're still around the same age as like the majority of the audience, you know? And so I think it would work at keeping that relatability that Persona 5 thrived off. Because it was the same reason why I connected with Persona 4 when I was young. When I eventually got around to Persona 4, I was like 12 or 13, so even though I was still a bit younger, I was close enough to that 15, 16 age that I related to them a lot more. And so really enjoyed it. Like, that was like my Link game, so to speak. Anyway, the perfect plan. So what did Shio ask us for anyway? I'm sure she can make do with whatever we find. Okay, so she forgot. I like the little expression in her eyes when she stopped. Do you see her eyes kind of like divered left and right a little bit? Like she had to, she was going through her brain and just couldn't find it. You forgot, didn't you? Let's go ask her. Okay. So now we've opened this room. I assume it's because we've got too many characters, so this will be her bedroom. So when it's nighttime, we'll poke our head in and see if Kirara is settled in. I hope not on her own. I hope like at least one of the other girls has like decided to move up with her, so she's not entirely on her own. Because I can imagine it'd be quite daunting being in a giant room in a place you don't know entirely on your lonesome. Are you available? I want to talk to you about something important. Sure, let's go talk somewhere where we can talk. What did you want to talk about? Well, this may be sound kind of weird coming from me, but I don't want you to look up to me. Huh? It's true that there was a time people were calling me a ballet prodigy. But once I got injured and stopped dancing, do you know what I had left? Yeah, P3 is the darkest modern Persona, but nowhere near P2. I like college kids too, but also break the normal school setting, and they could handle Links differently too. Yeah, the thing is, the reason why I'm also more optimistic they might do that is that if you should ever look at the original like prototype concept art for Persona 4, they were all going to be adults, and they weren't going to have a school setting at all. Instead, they originally was actually going to live in like a dump. They didn't have a house of their own. They lived out in the wilderness, and like they had like a campsite sort of thing, and they went on like detective missions. Like, they still had like the whole whodunit crime scene, but it's like you lived out in the real boonies of the already boonies, and you had like a campsite whatnot, and that made your base. And it's like there's a lot of scenes of like your character having like a rugged jacket and like sitting on a log of wood looking over a camp. Or like there's a scene of like the prototype Chie walking through a river stream, and like the water's like up to her thighs, and she looks miserable. And it's like the original like prototype of P4 was going to be radically different to the end product. And I kind of wish they did it, but the thing is, around the time that prototype came around was around the same time that Atlus had a gigantic staff rearrangement. And so a lot of the people that were working on that were moved to different departments, and so that original prototype got scrapped, and the new Persona 4 that was built was the one we now know today. Which I think is such a shame, because I would have, as much as I absolutely love Persona 4, and it's my personal favourite of the bunch, in terms of just easy to enjoy. Like, I love P2 and I love P4, but P4 is just, I can just hop into it whenever, you know? I'm always kind of like, I hope they do something with that concept again, or I wish I could have seen what would have happened in an alternate universe where that game was made. Because I think it could have been super interesting. Shinlona, she kind of looks like one, but I have no idea. I told you, didn't I? About the kind of life I was living up until I quit ballet. Yeah, like, I can't remember what book I saw it in, but it leaked out like a year ago, like the original prototype art, and it was then put into an art book soon after, because Atlus was like, well, it's already out in the public, so here you go. And it's not much of it, but when you look at it, it's like it was a lot more grounded and gritty, and in fact, it was even less anime, which I think was the most surprising thing. Like, it had like a very hand-drawn art style to it. It was super less anime and a lot more grounded and like realistic. But they had like a near adult cast instead. Like, there was no Teddy in any of them, but I can imagine he was shoved in when they changed it. You only saw what I can only assume was Yu Narukami, and not like a mentor figure that maybe was Dojima, but he looks very different if it is. But there's no Nanako, and then there was that one artwork of like the old design of Chie with a lot more grounded, and like she looked depressed as fuck. walking through a river stream and it's like up to a fire level. And it's like, I would have loved to have seen what that game would have been. But that was just concept art prototype, so it didn't get any further than that, unfortunately. A lot of that team, though, then went to work on Shin Megami Tensei 4. So I guess that's the closest we're going to get, because SMT4 is super character-driven. For an SMT game, at least, it's super character-driven. User and Lion treated me just like any other girl. I think that's why I felt so close to them. Hey, Al. We're friends, aren't we? Of course we are. Oh, Al hesitated because she has been looking up to Hina like a mentor hero this whole time. I love this about this game. I've talked about it so much, but I love the fact that there are random scenes that can play out just by waddling around the school that can trigger at any time, at any point, depending on where you are, what's up, and whatnot. And they give you so much extra for each character. And sometimes you unlock things for characters as well. Like Coco's 4th talent tree was unlocked by a random scene because we were hanging out with her so much. She eventually pulled us to the side and talked about like how much she respects and admires us. I was so preoccupied with wanting a friend who was special. All I did was chase you away. I'm glad. Okay, so does that mean Hina's now treated as a close friend? Because when you get someone to a close friend, we discovered this last stream, because we got Coco is the only other character we have as a close friend. When you go on dates with them, please tell me we have a date so I can show it off. Damn it. We went on a date with Coco, and because we're close friends, she doesn't just walk next to you anymore. She took our hand and we walked together holding hands, and it was the cutest fucking thing. But let's go hang out with Kirara, because there's a lot of catching up we need to do. I'm a sucker for the sweet stuff, and this game is nothing but sweet stuff. Oh, you are super tiny. I think Yuki's slightly smaller. Let's go on a date. The vending machine is a decent selection. The owner has good taste. Is there an owner? I thought it was just made of everyone's desires. I see. That would explain why it has so many things I like. I played an SMT game. I'm on the fence. Okay, let me open that door for you. Don't play SMT 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong, they're great games, and I enjoy them for what they are, but they are the epitome of subject of their time. That's the easiest way to put them. It's like, you know, like Entry in Odyssey was like a first-person dungeon crawler? It's like that, but it's pictures. So it's like you'll press forward, and like it will advance to the next picture, because you know it's that old. And the dungeons are goddamn mazes, and like it's a very slow, grindy game that takes forever. SMT3 Nocturne is my favorite of the series, but it's not the one I'd recommend to play first, because it is infamously extremely difficult, and it holds that title proudly. The remaster on PS4, Switch, and I think Steam has a new easy mode, but the easy mode straight up turns off game mechanics. So if you do play it, I can't stress enough, don't play easy mode, because it will turn off half of the game's systems and mechanics to make it more easy. And when I feel like they should have just altered the stats to be more forgiving. The fact that they make it like less of a game to make it easier just felt like that wasn't how they should have handled it, personally. But normal is a respectable challenge, and on the Let's Play I did before I started streaming about a year ago now, I only suffered 2 game overs. And one of them, well, I say that both of them were kind of bullshit, because essentially, you know, like the once more system in Persona, SMT have a system that Free introduced, where they basically have like a 1- as well, where if your attack misses or is reflected or drained, or actually reflected and drained something else, if it misses or if it is blocked, you lose an additional turn on top of the one you just wasted. It applies to both you and enemies. So if you have 4 turns, because you have 4 characters. If you fuck up, the next character misses a turn as well. So if you play haphazardly, you get punished as much as you would be rewarded by getting the extra turn if you hit a weakness. But if it's drained or reflected, that's a whole different kettle of fish. You lose every turn you still had. No matter how many turns you're supposed to have left, no matter how many actions you had stacked up, it immediately becomes the enemy's turn if it's reflected or drained. Same applies to them. If they hit something that's reflecting the drain on you, they immediately lose all of their turns and it becomes yours. So if it's a boss that usually attacks 3 times in a row, if their first attack's reflected or drained, it immediately becomes your turn again. But that kind of extra layer is something that becomes very significant to SMT. Because they have something called the press turns, where when it becomes your turn, you have 4 press actions. And it's basically, across your party, you take 4 actions, and every time you take an action, an icon vanishes. When all your icons vanish, it becomes the enemy's turn. However, if you hit a weakness, you only spend half a turn, which becomes the once more. So theoretically, you can get 8 turns out of 4 if everyone hits a weakness. But if you miss, you takes an additional press away from it. So like you'll go from 4 straight down to 2. Or if you hit a reflect, it will take all of them, so it will go straight to 0. That's how they handle it. So you actually have like a marker in the corner telling you how many turns you have stacked and how many you've lost, yada yada. 3, and this applies to SMT as a whole, but 3 and 5 lean into it more than 4 does. They are more story focused than character focused. Like the first, like 3 introduces this theme of the world has ended and there are only 4 or 5 people left alive on the planet. All of them are being watched by God. It includes yourself. Because they are looking for people to develop a reason for how they feel the new world should be built. Throughout the course of the game, you bump into these people repeatedly, and you see how far along their reasoning they have got, how far they found themselves. And it's up to you to choose who you agree with, if you agree with any of them, and that dictates your ending. However, you can choose to agree with none of them and get the void ending, or agree with none of them except your teacher and get the neutral ending. The neutral ending used to be the best ending of 3, but in the director's cut, that was the only version that made it to the West originally, and before this HD remaster, they added an optional dungeon that is insanely difficult, but if you can clear it before you unlock the final dungeon of the game, you get access to the true demon ending, where you say, fuck everything, I'm gonna work for Lucifer now. And that ending's canon. That ending's canon. that you join Lucifer and fight the angels. And 5 does the same thing, but handles it a little bit more haphazardly. It's more of, you reach the end of the game and the game just asks, who do you agree with? Whilst in 3, there's choices throughout the entire game that build your own choices and reasoning. Like, it's more of like a morale system in 3, whilst in 5, it's a lot more just, you get to the final boss and the game says, who do you agree with? 4, however, 4 was written by Persona 3's writing team. And so there's a lot more character interaction in it. In fact, SMT4 is the one I'd say is your best like starting point. It's on the 3DS, and the digital store I know has just gone down, so good fucking luck hunting a physical copy for it now. But if you can, I'd say start with 4. Because 4, it's still insanely difficult, but there's more difficulty options, because there's like very easy, normal, hard, and very hard. So you've got more range. It doesn't take away game mechanics if you lower the difficulty, so if it's too much for you, it's okay to lower to easy. You have to unlock easy though. They pull a Devil May Cry on you. You have to game over twice and then they say easy mode is unlocked. So it's like, okay, you cheeky fucks. But the biggest thing that makes SMT4 more approachable is that you can save absolutely anywhere at any time. Because it was on the handheld, they made it so you're always in a position where you can always escape any dungeon or any environment and get back safely. So because you can escape safely regardless, they just said, you know what, save wherever you want. So you can literally, if you want to, save after every single fucking encounter in the game, like every single basic fight, and the game will let you. And they also had this cool mechanic in 4, and it's a shame they've never brought it back or done anything with it. I know I'm kind of standing here talking, but I love SMT. They had this cool thing in 4 where if you died and got a game over, it didn't immediately game over you in that sense. You instead went to the River Styx, and the person that would take you across the river to hell, so it's like, 'cause you were dead essentially, would say, if you want, I can put you on a contract. If you accept the contract, I will take you back to the realm of the living and you can continue, but at a cost. And it was almost always money, but it was a shit ton of money. Like, say you had like of 1,000 gold or 1,000 marker, because that's the currency they use in SMT. You might see like 990, so you have like next to nothing left. Or if you're a little later in the game and you still have 1,000 marker, he might say, oh, I'm going to charge you 5,000 marker. And you go, hang on a minute, I don't have that much left. And he goes, don't worry, I'll put you in debt. Any money you make will feed into that debt. So you're literally in negative currency. You're flat broke until you pay off that debt. Every penny you get goes into it. However, this is where the limit becomes. If you're in debt and game over again, he tells you to go fuck yourself and you just take your game over. So there is a limit, but there's more room to breathe. There's just a cost. And I loved that system. I loved the fact that if you game over, it wasn't immediately the end. If you've got money to burn and you don't mind spending it, you could just pay off the carrier at the River Styx and maybe even put yourself into debt as long as you're confident you won't like continue to ruin yourself and get back up. For Apocalypse, which is not an enhanced version, it's not like Persona 3 Fez or Golden or whatnot, it's a direct sequel to 4, just in case like you spot it and go, oh, I'll just get that. No, it's a direct sequel. Apocalypse changed its game over screen to a get out of jail free card. You die and the game just asks, do you want to try again? And if you say yeah, it puts you just before the fight. There's no punishment, no change, whatnot, which, yeah, made it more approachable, but I kind of liked the trade-off they did in 4. In 4A, they just made it if you die, you can just choose to fight again if you want, and there's no repercussions. The only downside of 4 is, you know, like in Persona games, it gets criticized a lot in Persona games that, it feels like your choices in dialogue means too little. 4 is the polar opposite. 4, even the most basic of little dialogues in a minuscule side quest have horrendously radical effects on everything, to the point where it becomes extremely intimidating. And the reason why is because the game has a moral system, and every single time it brings up an option to you, regardless of whether it's a main quest or a side quest or a random conversation, if it comes up with an option, it will affect your morality. And it's in the point system, from 100 to minus 100. You start at 0. To get the best ending in the game, you have to finish the game between -7 and +7. So you're in the neutral range. But if you go above +7, you get the lore ending, which is awful. If you go beyond -7, you get the chaos ending, which is better, but still not great. Which is all well and good. It's like, okay, you just try and keep as middle grounded as possible, you're fine. The game doesn't tell you what your number is on until you're at the ending, until you're locked into your ending. And you don't know how significant choices are. Sometimes a simple choice, like, there's a character that later ends up becoming representative of chaos. When you first meet him and you have no idea that he has any representation of chaos, he will offer to shake your hand. If you deny him, you get a point in lore because he represents chaos. But if you shake his hand, you get a point towards chaos. But you had no reason to know that yet. So it's like some of it's kind of cheeky like that. So it's like, I've got the neutral ending in SMT4, but I did it by following a guide and doing maths to always see where my points are and where I'm at. Because there'll be some points where it's like, there's a point where the game genuinely asks you some really serious real-world questions and asks you to answer for it. And depending on your answer, it will affect your lore and chaos. And it's like your morality gets pulled into question because it's like, I'm at -6, so I need to pick for the lawful option. But the lawful option is saying abortion is bad, so I need to not fucking pick that because what the fuck? You know, like there's like SMT4 gets really goddamn heavy, and then it's like there's a point system that's like, well, you're gonna get the bad ending if you don't keep it level. And if you make it so you've gone to chaos, now you have to pick a lore option. But lore, not good. Never think lore are good guys. Chaos are the good guys. Because chaos believe in freedom of choice. Lore believe in no freedom, absolute purity. And it's the whole lore will make the quote-unquote best for everyone. But holy shit. Whilst chaos is absolute freedom for everyone, but crime rate will probably be a bad thing. Who do you agree with more? And I've always been a chaos boy. I've always been a no. I would rather freedom, and the freedom to fuck up, and the freedom to make mistakes, and the freedom to find our way forward, as opposed to absolute lawful control and no personality, no expression, and all that shit the angels are doing. SMT gets accused a lot of being very anti-religious, and like SMT 3 and 4 are kind of why, because they paint anything religious in a really bad light. Whilst Strange Journey and 5 try to be more neutral about it. In fact, 5, lore basically doesn't exist. It's kind of baffling how little lore representation there is in 5. And Strange Journey is the spin-off on DS, which was then remade to 3DS, and I am praying that it gets ported to console and PC eventually, because they can absolutely do it. There's like the only thing the touchscreen was used for was your map in Strange Journey, so there's literally no excuse. Everything else was done with the controller. They could just put the map on a button and it'd be fine. But Strange Journey is a phenomenal spin-off. It's such a quirky, different beast of a game. And it also is like the only Atlas game to have a full orchestral soundtrack. But there's no like jazz, there's no like singers. It's a full orchestra, and it's like there's got like powerful, loud, echoing drums. They got slow, like foreboding trumpet pieces and strings and whatnot. Like it's a full orchestra, and they got it on the DS of all fucking things. It's like how? Anyway, do you know what this is? This is an ancient tool of torture. What? In days long past, students who acted out were forced to sit here and have their metal rod dropped upon their heads. Yikes. Wait a minute, I get it. You have to sit and have your torso measured. It has many purposes. Quite like the atmosphere of the nurse's office. It's quiet and calming. Why is there a bear here? To help reassure people when they're hurt, maybe? Pain is certainly scary, no matter your age. Or perhaps this bear is the nurse. What do you mean? In the dead of night, its eyes glow and start to move, searching for children in pain. I decided to give her a more, like, not monotone, but close enough voice. I think that suits her more from the little exchanges we've seen of her. She seems like that kind of type of character. It's kind of horrifying, but I see. This bear looks after the nurse's office. Indeed. Thank you for being with us, Nurse Bear. Thank you. But I'd say if you can, start with 4. 3 is my favourite, but 3 is hard to get into, especially because it's a little bit older. It came out in 2003. It predates Persona 3. And although they polish and clean up a lot in the remaster, the core of it is still the core of it, so it's still very clunky in places. And the ultimate devil is in SMT3, you have to go through not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 boss fights before you get access to the compendium. So you can fuse demons, but you can't get any of them back, so you're nervous too, because you're like, well, I can't get any of them back yet. But you have to go that far before it eventually becomes available to you. And what doesn't help is that 4th boss, the Matador, is one of the hardest bosses in the goddamn game, because it's designed to test if you've actually been paying attention to the mechanics. The moment the fight starts, it boosts its hit and evasion by 4 stages and lowers yours by 4 stages. And uses skills that if you've only been using your default personas you've been picking up, all the default personas will be weak to it. All the early game personas are weak to wind. They're weak to Zan, because they call it Zan instead of Garu in SMT. So if you haven't been fusing demons to make new ones, because you have been hesitant because you want to wait for the compendium, and you haven't got any stat altering skills like boost hit and evasion or lower hit and evasion, yada yada, the Matador is a brick wall. And the Matador, like, you reach the Matador at like level 12, the Matador's level 18. So you're super screwed. You'll die in 1 turn. And it's like the fact it's such a fucking brick wall. Like, the Matador has gone on to infamy. It's like the hardest early game boss of like any Atlas title. And rightly so. It is outlandishly brutal. Unless you learn the mechanics. But it's like I said, it's the confidence thing. Like, you don't want to give up your demons because you don't know if you're giving up something good, because you won't be able to get them back easy because the compendium's not unlocked yet. But you have to just commit and just use something decent. Just grind up. The enemies in the area give good experience. You can grind up to level 18 and infuse an Uzume to give good group healing and have a resistance to wind. And then you can go into the fight and turn the tide. Anyway, hot air balloon. And for every SMT game does that. 4 has the Minotaur as like your 3rd boss. That's the same thing, where it's designed to test you've been paying attention to the mechanics. But the Minotaur also has a outlandishly high physical attack stat, so that boss became kind of brutal in his own right. Because even when you do learn it, he still hits like a damn truck. The wind, it's weeping. Indeed, it's almost like the world itself feels a catastrophe that is fast approaching. Alright, calm it down with the Chuny routine, okay? The wind, it snorted with laughter. You making fun of me? Now the wind is telling me to beware. What does that mean? This kid is very quirky. Something bad will happen. Like the balloon popping. That's not just bad! 10 seconds to popping. 9. That's soon. What are you supposed to do in a time like this again? Calm down, calm Kirara down. First you should calm down. There's no saving you if you're panicking. Deep breaths and drink some water. There's no water! That's okay. You just have to calm down without water. Kirara! I'm fine. Let's see. Popping means an explosion. So you should close your eyes and open your mouth to protect yourself from the shockwave. But then you won't be able to see anything. It's okay, don't freak out, Kirara! I told you I'm fine. I'm sorry, Al. I was just kidding about the balloon popping. Oh, thank goodness. You're the one who's going to be popping. Just kidding, no one's going to pop. It won't? Thank goodness. Why do that? You've been acting strange all day. You don't get much time alone. I wanted to have fun with you. This is your idea of fun? Did I do something wrong? Kirara. We have sealed the evil eye here today. We have sealed the evil eye here today and brought retribution. This ship will cut its way through the world itself. Oh. Can you hear it, Kirara? The wind. I can hear it too. The wind. Okay, she's been watching too much JoJo. Either that or she's just going to like a... Okay. It's... weeping. Oh, this game's so fucking cute. She fits in perfectly. Just us two goose fragment. Oh, does she have her own fragments actually? That'll be the telltale if she's actually a party member or not. She doesn't. Okay, so she really isn't a party member. Decreases knockback taken when... Okay, that could be helpful for the DLC dungeons. How often I get knockback. Okay, knockdown boost. Healing boost. Element resistance. Ow. Oh, and you unlocked your last stage, right. True friendship. HP effects, and vitality boost. So HP effects. And knockdown resist. I'll wait because I want to see what we unlock. And I'm on 7. Does that mean I can get another... No. Okay, what's you? Support skill that guarantees crits for all allies. Ooh. SMT sounds really interesting. I might emulate 4, try to get physical copy online. Thanks for the hot take. No worries. Does it free? Nocturne's my personal favourite. But I know it's, like, if you went to that one first, I think it would be too much. Because the game is insanely tough. And the game also kind of throws you out into the wilderness without much warning. If that makes sense. Like, the game doesn't say, oh, you need to go to this dungeon next. It just says, okay, the world's ended. Go out there, look around. You're like, oh, okay, where am I going? Oh, you'll figure it out. Well, I wouldn't say it's a guide game, but a guide would help. If that sort of thing. Like, just to have notes like so you're still on the right sort of direction. And I said 4's the most approachable because it's like it's not the easiest, but it's like got this like basically you've got a save state if we're being honest of how it handles itself. It's more story driven and more character focused, so you always have a good idea of where you're supposed to be going. The narrative is really interesting. And the different endings are pretty cool. There's 4 different endings, so you got the 3 different endings, and then there's a point about halfway through where these demons say, hey, don't you just want to like end the world? And if you say yeah, you get a different ending with that as well. And then 4 Apocalypse is a direct sequel to that. And so if you end up enjoying 4 Apocalypse is based off of the neutral ending, and it continues off it. Do you want to walk home together? Is that a stick? Not just any stick, it's the most ancient totem. One of my many treasured items held within my collection. A totem, like a totem pole, right? Why are you collecting such a thing? If I had to pick a reason, they're cool. Right. Oh, is there any other dates that she wants to go on? No. And what was your quest? Assuming we've even started it. I don't know if we have. Build fireworks with Hina. Okay. And we needed something for that and we couldn't. Like a firecracker, acidic water, fireworks. We need a gaming candle. I think one of these though. Just to mark it off the list, because there's a trophy for like making one of like a lot of different things. So it's like, just add up to this, just make one of everything as we go. I said, Strange Journey's great. I love Strange Journey, the spin-off. It's just, I don't know if it'll ever get ported to console or PC at least. Like, if it gets on Steam, even if I don't really use Steam that much, or as I say that my laptop's shit, so I don't bother. It's for me, it's more about just making it as available as possible. I want more people to play that game because it's really fun. I can make a. I'll make 2 firecrackers just so we've got the extra. Then if you end up liking them while the door opens, there are a lot of expanded universe stuff in SMT. In fact, the most recent one's coming out in the summer, Soul Hackers 2. And I'm super excited for Soul Hackers 2, it looks great, in my opinion. That was part of the Devil Summoner series. They did Devil Summoner 1 and 2, and then they did Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, and then Soul Hackers 2. They dropped the Devil Summoner side of the name, and just called it Soul Hackers 2, which I think is more appropriate, because I think they want it to be more of a... They want it to stand on its own legs more, so I think that was the wise choice to just make it kind of separate away from that. But then there's DDS, or Digital Devil Story, or Digital Devil Saga, sorry. There's the Raido games. There's a lot. It was around here that we first found Kirara. Don't see anything that stands out particularly. Let's walk around and see if we can find out anything. Well, Kirara, you ready? Lead the way. Alright, follow me. Oh wow, that enemy looks kind of cool. How big is this? Okay, need to immediately detour to the left, clear that out. Need to detour down there, there's a crafting item down there. Okay, this is a not maze-like, but look at this. There's a lot of different paths. I'm just gonna go first, so this way. Wishing bamboo. What do you want? Oh, okay, so she is kind of the shy, like self-contained girl I thought she would be. Okay, you're weak to this. That's perfect. Oh, it's already knocked down. Okay, that's even more convenient. Whoa, what was that? I saw that Coco just shot up to the sky and made it rain down. Let's get this first. Ew, it's the ghost girl. What do you want? Nothing. Look, come over here then. You see dead people, don't you? Go play with them instead. Oh, whoops, I accidentally hit the mute on my mic for a second. I wonder if she can actually see ghosts then. Oh, there's a gaming candle. Or whether she's just, you know, quirky. Gravity apple. Oh! Got ya. So I'm glad everyone starts at 2 now instead of 1 for like, you know, the gear system and whatnot, but I actually don't really know what it is that's making that happen. I don't know if it's a level-based thing or if it's a talent-based thing, or if it's got a fragment I've got like a sub-effect that does it, or what. It's just everyone starts at 2 now, and I'm like, I'm not going to argue it, I'm curious as to what's causing it. Empty fishbowl. We're getting a lot of new items down here. Is there a safe way to sneak in? Got ya. No, that didn't count as a back attack, damn. Oh, I thought I was just barely on, in line. What's the time now? Okay, it's 20 past 11 for me here in the UK. I'm going to go for a bit longer because, you know, yesterday was kind of like a cluster. We're doing Novania and this, so I'll go on for a lot longer than I usually do. I plan to say, like, I'll give it to like 1-ish and then I'll see about wrapping up. So but essentially do most, if not all, of this dungeon and then just see where we are. And then do more dates and whatnot, presumably. And could you be a doll and heal Shiho for us, please? Hang on. Oh, I love I've mentioned it before, but I love Shio's like reflector design. I found it weird that when they introduced Coco's reflector design, they were like, "Oh, yours is a bit revealing, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Is it?" It's like, "Is it?" I thought it's all right. Whoa, look how clear the water is. You don't get water this pretty where I come from. Yeah, you'd never see water this clear. Here we go again. Time for the city slickers to remind us how great the big city is. Eh? You always make fun of us. Like, I've never seen anything like this. The countryside is so wild. Yeah, the countryside really is a lovely place. But that's not what I... Give up, Al. We're outnumbered here. Yeah, the 2 city girls against the countryside folk. Oh, there's an enemy right in front of us, apparently. Because I'm not a city side or a countryside. I'm a seaside folk. I live in a fishing town. That was once a fishing village, but just grew more and more as the eons went by. So I guess technically I'm countryside. Technically I'm countryside, but I'm coastal. We just have a very deep fishing history that's still very present in like all of our clubs and bars and everything everywhere. Allspice. So the fact that you can get these random extra little scenes here and there, even in the dungeons, you know, like it's not just in the hub space, like it's everywhere. These little scenes could just prop up. Like when we eventually get more characters join, I'm half tempted to run through every dungeon just to see if there's any little secret scenes with new faces, kind of thing. Like if I drag Kirara back to Shio's, will she like comment on the water there, or sort of thing, or the trains? Alright, glowy boy, are you going to turn around so I can sneak on you? Or are you, like, very stationary? You seem very stationary, okay. Ooh, you resist, okay. Actually, you was talking earlier about, Owl's reflector design probably being reflective of her like goth phase. What if the scythe is also to do with that? That she, now I think about it, maybe that has something to do with it as well. That she has a scythe for a weapon instead because it's her goth phase kicking in again. Okay, so these guys just don't move. They're just obstacles sticking around. Got it. So it makes sense. I always thought it was kind of crazy that she has a fucking scythe in the first place compared to everyone else. I mean, Coco's shooting makes sense because she used to do a lot of marksmanship. Like, she's used to handling a ranged weapon. You learn that through her, like, her dates and whatnot. So that makes sense. Get out already. You're gonna drive me crazy. Shio using a more precise-based sword is because she's a very precise lady. Hina uses her sword because it's just the sword she has in the first game, because she used to protect her greatsword. And Reina, I think it's because she's a performer, or she used to do performance work, which is why her weapon is like a ring. This is the wrong way, isn't it? Yes, where the secrets are. Sorry, I heard the voice. Well, you can't even, like, sneak around this guy. Let me see if I can make some distance and make him give up. Never mind. I ran into a wall. Oh, and there's two of them? Can you, like, give us an attack boost? Go at the Shio. She hits like a truck anyway. And there's enemies that are weak. The enemies are weak to her, so it's even more beneficial to do that. Do I get frozen? Or stunned or staggered or something? What's going on with me? Come on, Al, get back up, please. I need you to attack. You're like 1 point short. There we go. Oh, god damn it. She just can't attack. Does he know her OG reflector outfit? Yes, she does. She hasn't got a new one. She's still got the Sailor Moon dress. And the thing is, I would use Hina, but ironically, Hina's like the weakest party member. Like, her stats are far below everyone else's, and I don't know whether it gets better late game, but like, is there a way to check from here? I don't know if there is. Oh, third tick. Can we put on a third tick? No, damn. Just for her. Maybe because we're close friends we can do a third tick. Maybe it's the same with her? No. There's got to be a way to check our stats so I can show what I mean. Somewhere. Rather than just kind of cheating and do talents. Oh, we'll just do the talent screen. It's like 131, 110. 157, 101. Like I said, Coco's attack is great. It's just her defense is a little lower. Reina is super defensive, but not much as on attack. Like, she's weaker, which is why I didn't mind swapping her off. You don't fight. You're a great all-rounder because it's a higher attack and slightly higher defense than Owl, but not perfect. And then 111, 117. So it's like her attack's not as high as everyone else, and her defense is not as high as everyone else. And it's like, huh? But, you know, so she just seems weaker. And obviously, she doesn't fight. And so I just ended up not putting her in the party. So it's like, what? She's weaker than everyone else. I don't know whether she's just got more of a toolkit to her later on, or she gets better later on. But as it stands, it's like, I'll pass, thanks. Which is both a shame, but also a kind of a good thing, because it encourages you more to use the new party members instead of relying on the old. But at the same time, it would have been nice to have the old party member, you know, be really good right from the start. Kirara, where are you? We were looking all over for you. Kirara, where are you? We were looking all over for you. Dad, I'm sorry. I heard the voice. This crap again. Cuss it out already. You're gonna drive me crazy. There's no one here. There's no voice. Got it? Yeah. Oh shit, maybe she does actually have like... She does hear ghosts. Or see ghosts. I'm worried it's going to be tragic, and it's going to be something like, she genuinely has like voices in her head, and like her whole family and friends, or like friends in quotation marks, always just kind of like disregarded her. Well, I'm worried they're going to do that. Which would make sense because the whole narrative of empathy would be us going, no, she's different. She just, we should be more loving towards her. We should be more helpful to help her make herself feel more normal amongst everyone else, instead of being treated as just this outsider. And the only reason I think they might do that is because the first game, maybe not to the same extent, but the first game sort of had that with, was it Yuki her name was? Not the same Yuki, it was a different Yuki, I think. Or Yuka, or something like that. Versatile screw. Where, although they didn't say it explicitly, they effectively had an autistic character with her, because they made there was a character that really struggled to understand emotions and expressions, and her brain was, they always refer to her as her brain just works different. It doesn't seem to work with certain things the way normal people do, or quote unquote normal people do. So it's like, I wouldn't put it past them, because a lot of people just isolated themselves away from that girl in the first game. Maybe it's a similar story here, where she's just, her brain's wired just a little bit differently to what, like, most people could perceive as the normal. And so instead of trying to understand her or accept her for who she is, just put her to one side. Or didn't bother, tried to stay away, because that's kind of what they did with the character in the first game. So everything of major interest here, well, other than more enemies. Actually, no, I'll fight the thing, because it might be new resources we'll need for later. Oh, come on, whilst it's still knocked down, just quickly kill it. Just, come on. Come on, you can do it. Well, I was like, because Goku decided to use a buff instead of attacking and just finish the fight. Alright, now let's get back out of here. So, we can explore out this city block, but there's probably going to be items here, even if they're not as significant, and then this here, before we proceed onwards to the second layer. Tight. I bet Yuki wouldn't have any trouble getting through here. Yeah, there's stuff everywhere in this city block. Let's just go through up and down the streets then for a minute. Don't turn around. Fuck! You saw nothing. Turn around. This is this is such not a stealth position. Like, they make a third game and bring the stealth mechanic back. The stealth animation should be like borderline a crouch animation. Not just that, because it just makes them look kind of weird when they do that. But saying that, I wonder what they'll do with a third, if they do a third. Because, you know, the Blue Reflection universe, so to speak, is expanding out a lot, because there's the anime that's been dubbed that's coming out, like, I think later this week, actually. At least on Crunchyroll. I don't know in what areas it's in and what areas it's not, but at least I know in the UK it will be. So it's like the Blue Reflection sub-series that Gust work on when they're not working on a new Atelier game is doing its own thing and making its own audience. And to be honest, as much as I love the Atelier games, I'm starting to lean more on this, because although they're all feel-good things, this central theme of empathy just touches my, you know, by the nature of what it is, touches my heartstring a bit more. And I feel like I can just switch my head off a little bit more with this. Like when I played through Riser, which is also on the bucket list, I'll do that at some point. Even if that game is very light-hearted and like turn your brain off kind of game, there's still a lot of resource gathering and a lot of crafting you have to do to make any progress. So you're still having to think about a lot of things as you go. Whilst this is a lot more just kind of sit back, relax, and see what happens. While still having some challenge with the actual combat and whatnot. And I think the combat system in this game is way superior to the first. Just because it's a lot more active, it's a lot more constant. Oh, I missed like the turn stacking you could do in the first game. Like that was cool, that you could like build up the percentage of ether and then just stack together like up to like 4 attacks in the end. So just unleash hell in one go. But the new system is so quick that you can kind of do the stacking as well, just it's not in the same vein. It always tells me to go away. They're scared of me. So you're blocking the route, I'll just fight you. But it still exists in this game, you just have to let the bar go further. And have enough meter to use it, but it's not quite the same in how it handles. Like the damage and whatnot would stack in the first game if you did it. And if you did like up to 4, you'd get a special at the end of it. So you'd get like an extra hit for your trouble for burning all your meter on a character. Which was great for characters like Lime, who had like idiotically high attack stats in the first game. Because you would just like pump everything into her, make her do it all, and then the extra would like kill the boss. Like when she's doing like excess of like 30k per turn because of the stack up, it was like, yeah, why bother anything else? Actually, there's another item here I saw. There's something we can interact with. There it is. A jack-o'-lantern? Oh, there's no entry for it? Or maybe it's an entry for a character we haven't got yet. Oh, you're in a terrible position. But the thing is, as I've got older, the more I've grown to appreciate these softer, I think that's the easiest way to put it, softer games. Like, when I was a kid, I wouldn't have bothered. I'd be like, no, it's not action-y, it's not all this chaos and yada yada. It's like, the older I've got, like, I just like to play games that make me smile, you know? It might sound simple, but it's just, the older I've got, the more I've just appreciated games and stories that are positive. Or if they do have hardships, there's a light-hearted way around it. Like I said, like the first game and this game being so focused on empathy. Characters have hardships. Like, I really want Reina and the girl she's in love with to find each other and accept each other's feelings as the game goes on. You know, and this is the sort of game where I think that will happen. I just hope they don't pull the most annoying trope in any form of media ever, where if they're gay, one of them has to die. Because that genuinely makes me want to scream every time that trope pops up. It's like, come on, you were so close. But they've already managed to not do the trope of one of them, if there's two characters that are the same sex, one of them has to be more masculine and one has to be more feminine. It's like, no, you don't have to do that either. You can have both the girls be kind of feminine, which is what we've seen with Reina and the girl she likes. Damn it. I wonder when, because we've got, actually, thinking of like the main party, I wonder when Yuki's Heartscape's going to be opened up. Because like Coco's how the game starts, and then when we're kind of detouring and waddling around, we built I think it was the telescope we built, which eventually led to Reina remembering something, and that led to her Heartscape. It's like to break up the pacing. So I wonder when they're going to run out of new characters to introduce, and they're eventually going to say, okay, here's what's going on with Yuki. The game says there's something here. Oh, there's a box. Okay, it was just barely out of sight. Boulder sugar? We're going to beat this first zone so it gets access to the second layer so we can quick travel there and then head back to see what we can craft, make, and access. there are items over here? No, we need to detour this way anyway.
私頑張ります。よし、私の番。
I'm still praying that this game has a fishing minigame though. They talked about it once at the start. But it's like, hey, it would be great if we could build a fishing pole for the docks to pass the time. And we've never got back to that conversation. It's like, come on, I'd like that. Who's still gonna say no to a new fishing minigame in anything, you know? As long as it's not too grindy. Or has like a annoying completion requirement tied to it, like Tales of Arise. So it's like, catch one of every fish just so you can make the Night Lady slightly stronger. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. You just made it annoying. So I did it in the end, but it's still like, ugh. Oh, there's a boss blocking off this memory. Interesting. Yo. Optional boss. Please don't be brutal. Don't need that memory shard behind you. Chance to inflict poison. Yeah, go for it. Oh, it's charging. Okay. Now looks like a good time. Do that first, and then that second. Because I don't want the bar to burn out before its attack comes in. Ow, God! Shio, you seem to be a bit on the vulnerable side sometimes. We need to kind of get that in check if we can. Okay, you changed. Oh, so did Shiho. We can bust up the chains. Because hers looks cool, because she almost looks like a warrior. Does this put us to level 3 as well? No, not yet. Oh, okay, well. Oh, there it is. I think it's because it both triggered at the same time. No, I'll wait because I need that bar to be closer. Yep, that'll do. So if we do it too early, like I said, you can see the bar like underneath our combo count, like that shield with the circle. It will burn out before before the attack even comes around. So you can't panic do it. Okay, now it's going to start falling apart. We're doing quad damage. Yep, there we go. Nice, okay. You got nowhere to go either? Yeah, no one wants me around. Okay, so Yuka is going to be another character to learn then. Me too. Huh? Everyone always tells me to go away. They're scared of me. They're so mean. I'll worry about Yuka's voice properly when we see more of her. Well, do you think I could stay here a little longer? There's nowhere else for me to go. Sure. Thanks. I guess we know whose Heartscape we're going to after this one, to follow the pattern. What's that voice I just heard whisper in my ear? It might just be part of the music. There's been a couple of dungeons where we've heard like an echo of a voice. There's a dead end there that might be in items, and then after that it's just proceed up. Oh, thank God you got your back to me finally. No! Oh, I had to speak so soon. I thought it would just stay put because all the other ones did.
どういうこといや仕掛けます想定さあ
Okay, he's already dead.
干渉ですやりました何これ
Okay, we're definitely going to be able to make that thing. The amount of gaming candles we've picked up. A vibrant kimono. Ooh.
邪魔するなら容赦しないよさあどう動こうくらえ当たっていつでもいける想定行きましょう楽勝だったのです
Oh, there's something down there as well. Yeah, you got your back to me. I'll fight you. There's so much loot. I don't know. That's it. The whole time it's a new dungeon, and these resources are still fresh to us. It's like I don't know when I'm gonna need them or for what. Like even after this dungeon. So it's like if I can just get stuff and detour slightly to get them, I'm gonna take it.
干渉ですやりました取っておこうえい邪魔するなら容赦しないよどう動こうほっ想定吹き飛んで行きましょうさあよし
Are you stunned or if he just keeps on pushing you back? I was like, this bar was all the way at the far end.
負ける気がしないよ
You blocking this off? Yeah, you kind of are.
負けま
Did it not see us? Oh, I just assumed I was so in its face it would see us easily. Maybe it didn't. Oh, I should have crouched then and got the special.
どう動く楽勝楽勝負ける気がしないよ
Wishing bamboo. I wonder what all this has to do with Kirara's memories. All this festival stuff. The main area of a festival?
はい
They even have one of those platforms with traditional dance.
あ
Yeah, I'm starting to remember. I believe we did dance around that platform during the festival.
え
You know, I've never actually done any traditional dance. Really? I thought everybody did that at some point in their lives. I haven't done it either. I don't even know the steps.
そうだな
Festivals are all about yummy food, so I never really pay attention to the other stuff. It would be fun to try doing the dance together. I'll teach you the steps sometime. So I hope I hit the one that wasn't facing me, not the one that was charging at me. No, in my luck, if I hit the one that was charging at me, we'd come out of the fight and the other one had turned around.
でもやります当たっていつでもいける当たってどう動こう
Finish the job.
仕掛け
One
ま
of you. There we go.
楽勝だったのです
We've got to cheese that one a little bit because we had an iframe from the last encounter still.
いつでもいけるえい
Oh Jesus, yeah, that was super quick. That was a real 1-2 tap.
やりました
So we'll see this, go to the next zone so it gets added to quick travel, and then head back to see what we can craft and make. Those are kids enjoying the festival, it seems. Back when Kirara was still little. Looks like your memories are centered around from your elementary school days. When I was a child. Hey, I heard all about you. Who are you? Oh, that's Kaita. He's in our class. They said you could hear the divine. What? Yes, that's right. Well, isn't that nice? The divine? What does that mean, Kirara? I'm beginning to remember. Ever since I was young, I was able to hear voices no one else could hear. At first, I thought it was just my imagination. I was wrong. It was the voice of a god known as a divine. Okay, let's calm it down a little. Wait, so Kirara is like super magical or something? It's likely, yes. You'd say so yourself. It's like we've got ourselves another interesting girl. Overseers of worlds, and now someone who can hear God directly? What is going on in this world? So, what's it like hearing this voice? It's like a whomp whomp whomp. A what? It just whomp whomp whomps into my head. That makes sense. That made sense to you? What does the voice say to you? Hard to explain. It's not so much words as it is data that flows into my mind. Is she a robot? Is she a robot or some shit? There's often things normal humans would have no way of knowing. Well, no, because she was a kid. She's grown up. No, so she can't be. But it's just, you know what I mean? That sounded like weird data. Maybe like a one lone god thing talking. It sounded like a creator talking to the subject. Anyway. You can see the future? No, nothing is certain. Kirara told us that she can combine bits of the data she gets to get an idea of what may happen. Still, that's pretty amazing. Perhaps. Yeah, she doesn't seem to think so as much. Oh, Area 2 seems a bit further away from the festival. Pretty spooky around here, huh? Almost feels like a haunted house. What were that boy and girl with you like? Were they your friends? Yuka was shy. She had a hard time fitting in, much like me. Kaita was not my friend. Oh? He was the mayor's son. He would use his father's status as an excuse to bully everyone. Yuka and I were forced to invite him to play because of all our fathers were close. Oh. Reina, is something wrong? What? Of course not. Oh, are you scared? I am not. Not a fan of scary things. How do you think about it? She seemed scared when she was in my Heartscape too. Huh? That's a bit surprising. I am not afraid. I always thought that Miyaoshi was unflappable. How cute. I said I'm not... Forget it, let's just go. You sure you're okay? Are you okay walking all by yourself? Hurry up and come here already! Let's go, Kirara. Yes. Alright, what's Zone 2 look like? Okay, pretty straightforward. Oh, there's more crafting stuff there. So it's just, there's only one real detour, but as I said, I'm going to head back first, see what we can craft and whatnot. And also do that quest for Hina. Oh god, there's more. Kirara has a request. Oh, we can also ask invite her on a date. What's your request first? You have two requests. Rectangular water. What's wrong, Kirara? Something on your mind? Water. Water? Water is calling to me. I must go where there is water. A prophecy from the divine? I don't know. It appeared suddenly in my mind. I saw a rectangle. Rectangular water. Rectangular water? You know what it is, Al? I'll take some time to think about it. Just you mean bottled water? And what about the other one? Ow, something terrible will happen in the near future if nothing changes. What's this all of a sudden? I need you to defeat a certain demon for me as soon as possible. I'm sure you've seen it before. Another one of your prophecies? No, it's just simple instinct. Instinct, huh? Well, better go take care of it than ignore it. I'll go take care of that demon. Good luck. Oh, that's just a side quest. I'm not sure how that will work. Okay, going to have to give it a try. A boredom skull? Jesus, can we make that? Versatile screw. Okay. Stink bombs, not yet. Aha! Oh, do we need to have Hina in it when we make it? Yeah, we needed Hina in the forge. It's done. I'm gonna go get everyone. Wait, hold on. Shouldn't we test first? Test them for what? We want to make sure that the colours are vivid enough. Let's do a secret practice run. That, and I want you to enjoy the first fireworks since you helped me make them. Aw, Hinako. Who am I to say no to that? Okay, let's try this little one first. Ready? Ah, they're so cool. It's a real firework. Should we be standing this close? I guess there are no more sprinklers of fire than anything. So pretty. I almost can't believe we made these ourselves. Nothing says summer more like lighting off fireworks. Well, I'd say it's more of an autumn thing, but making them is pretty summery too. Yeah, it's like a summer science project. Now let's get everyone so we can all have fun. Yeah. Game? Oh, there we go. Took a minute. It's all the help, Al. It's going to make for a great summer memory. You're very welcome. I had a ton of fun too. No, no, I want to find something small because I want to see if there is actually more workspace now. Yes, there's a lot more workspace. Oh, thank God, we can start placing these around again. Put you there then, right on the end. There is land upgrades. Good. It's not just cosmetics. We can put some of these things down again. There's something already there, right? No. I'll put you there. Is there anything there already? No, so we can slap you there. And these are too big to go anywhere over there, unfortunately. And these two are the DLC stuff, so it's like, I don't mind leaving them alone, because I don't think they're going to tie into like any dates or anything. It's just if I can put these down somewhere again, that'd be nice. Could I move you? And move that more to the side? Give it more space somewhere else? Yeah, put you there. So I need a big space, so I need that bottom row to kind of be cleared up a bit. And then I think I might be able to put, I'll put the train platform there. And let's see if I can move the tent over that end as well. No, it's too big, damn it. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We can move you. So if we get any more medium-sized things, we can slap it there. And there's something else in the pool. Alright. We got a lot more sets in effect. Crit rate and damage by 10 with the camp and that. Slash damage by 10. Experience gained by 10 and item drop rate by 5. Damage dealt by 1 in one-on-ones. One-on-ones are fucking great. It's a shame we haven't had one of them in a while. HP and defense by 10. HP and attack by 10. Alright, so we're pretty buffed up by having all these pieces here. Hello, shy one. Let's go on some dates. I feel like reading today. Ow, what kind of books do you like? Looking for a recommendation, huh? Ooh, why can't we say both? Huh? Huh? Fantasy world, but there's some romance in there? I'll say fantasy. There's this fantasy novel I like where a bunch of girls get transported to another world and fight bad guys. Isn't that just sort of what we're doing, but just replace bad guys with monsters? Is she reading Sailor Moon? Sounds just like us. Right, I picked it up after noticing that and got pretty hooked. Are any of the characters like me? There are 2 girls that are like Shio and Kokoro, but no one quite like you, Kirara. I suppose I am one of a kind after all. What about you, Kirara? Me? I enjoy a comprehensive history of totem poles, the great big book of dumb puns. Anyone can raise river snails, a guide, long socks and short skirts, 100 candid snaps, and warm afternoons and married women. That's quite a range, little lady. Her tastes are as unique as always. Did any pique your interest? Like, the great big book of dumb puns? The great big book of dumb puns, I guess. I didn't realize you were into that kind of thing. Thanks to it, I have a number of excellent jokes in my repertoire, so let me know if you ever need a laugh. She sounds awfully confident, but I'm not so sure. Though, if you recommend it, I would like to give it a try. I'd like to read your suggestion as well. Let's have a little book club today then. Agreed. How are you enjoying yourself? What do you mean? Well, we're just reading in silence. Seems like we're wasting the time we're spending together. I'm having fun. Nothing better than exchanging books with a friend and discussing your thoughts after finishing. A friend? Plus, I'm just happy to be near you, even if we're not talking. Don't you think so? Oh, ow. Such a sweetheart. I do. Good. Glad we're on the same page. If you do want to chat, I'm always up for it. Which do you prefer? Let's keep going. I'd like to read some more. Natural euphoria. Any more dates? No, we just got your quest. What was her quest again? Hang on. We got kill the enemy and go get rectangular water. Where somewhere. Oh, and she learnt a new talent. And I'm still waiting to see what you learn later. I wonder when we're gonna unlock that 3rd and 4th page for you, for our little lovely here. And what's that new fragment we picked up? Might as well check. Natural euphoria increases attack based on number of attached fragments. Oh shit, that's really good. So the more fragments they have, the better they get as a whole. Yeah, you have that because she's got a lot on already, and she's also, you know, a glass cannon kind of character. So just lean into that more. Oh, hello, Fluffpot. Oh, my sixth sense is telling me that I should stick with you today. Sure. Do you need me to, like, do something in particular? For now, we head east. Good fortune lies to the east. That sounds good to me. Let's head out. Is that towards the dock? Or this room, I guess? How did you know that we should go east? I feel like it. Just like I feel that today's dinner will be omelette rice. Seriously? Score! At least I think. You think? I hope you're right. The best part of omelette rice is drawing on it with ketchup. I've never done that, I'll be honest, but sure. Totally. I wonder why ketchup tastes so much better when it's drawn on like that. I know, right? Speaking of though, God, I'm hungry. It's a bad habit. I'm 23, so I've got like, what, 2 years at best before my metabolism gives out, and I eat way too much. I mean, it's good, because when I was a kid, I ate too little. The reason why I'm like 5'4" or 5'5", because I'm really not tall for a boy. I'm really under tall for it. It's because I really didn't eat when I was a kid, so I didn't grow as much as I should have. And so I'm really under tall, but it's like I reached like 19 or 20, and like I had like an awakening, and now I eat too much, and it's like I'm still skinny, like I'm still like borderline underweight, but it's like, oh, it's like if I was left alone, I would eat way too much every day, and it's like I would genuinely, like, my metabolism's going to give out in a couple years, and I'm fucked. Especially because I don't do that much exercise anymore. Like I work at a supermarket in the evening, so I'm working this evening, which is why I can't stream all day. Like I would happily stream to this to like 5 today, but it's like, no, I need to kind of rein it in at in like an hour's time at most. Like, I'll probably rein it in just gone 1, just because I need to start getting ready for work and need to start making dinner and whatnot. But it's like I could eat way too much otherwise. Like I genuinely had like a euphoric awakening, and now it's just like, oh, what's in the freezer today? When I first met her, with all the prophecies and stuff. But hold up, I totally just imagined Shio in a maid outfit serving omelette rice. I bet she'd look amazing. The classic maid outfit and one of those Victorian style dresses would look the best on Shio. Totally, you get it. It's nice getting to talk about this nerdy stuff with someone. Oh, look out. Huh? Whoa! Owie! Why the heck is there a wet rag here? Misfortune. It seems I misunderstood the voice. I'm sure every psychic is wrong sometimes, huh? This smell. Curry. I guess that's what we're eating for dinner tonight. Wrong again. Why has my divine forsaken me? I can't hear its voice. You can't hear it? But you said you knew you should go east. Ever since I came here, I haven't been able to hear it. I was really just going on instinct. I didn't mean to deceive you. But you were right about Shio. She would look amazing in that maid outfit. Oh, I have something to tell you. I just like maid uniforms. It didn't have anything to do with my power. It's like, just like, ow, I don't know how to tell you this. It's just a kink. Don't think about it too much. Oh, yeah, I figured. Me too. She fits in well. I always worry when there's a game that has like a found family feel to it. I always worry if a new character joining in will still feel like they belong in that found family. But she does. I think Kirara fits in perfectly with the rest of us. Because there have been a few games like where it's like you get used to a cast of characters and another face comes in and it's like some of the dynamic gets lost. A good example, at least for me, was the first Death and Request game. When the game had like 2 or 3 characters, I really felt the game had a good vibe. But when like a 4th and a 5th get introduced pretty close to each other, neither of them kind of fitted at first, and it took a while to adjust to having them because the found family suddenly had a bunch of outsiders. And Celica, the 6th party member, she Like, I mean, she had the confidence and had like the charisma that made her easy to appreciate, but she still didn't fit with like kind of like the cozier vibe. Which is why I'm glad the second game kind of toned it down to only 3 party members, because it felt like they managed to make it more of an effective found family with just those 3. Especially with the main 2, Mai and Rotti. Mai and Rotti, like, those 2 is just, like, I love those 2. And the fact that those 2 girls hook up at the end was just so sweet. It was just a nice cherry on top of all the shit they go through, that at the end of it, they genuinely hook up as a couple and start living together. Like, they buy a place together. They settle down in like Tokyo, and it's like it was such a sweet ending for them after all the shit they go through. I really hope we get a Death End 3, just because I want to see like Mai and Rossi, like where their relationship goes. Like, I want to see those 2 get married or something, you know. I know that they kind of tied it up with a nice bow, so they probably won't touch Mai and Rossi at all in a 3rd game. They probably base it on someone else, but still, it'd be nice to see them again, just to see them happy. Ta-da! How about it, huh? It's rectangular, and it's water. Yes, you're right. Thank you for bringing me here, Al. You're very welcome. So what happens now? I don't know. I don't feel anything anymore. Oh, I don't know what it is that you felt. Well, since we're here, let's cool down a bit, shall we? It's pretty comfy around here in the shade. Let's... You should have taken your socks off first, Kirara, but whatever. Oh, this feels amazing. This is a perfect place for a nap. Wait a minute. She was looking for a place to take a nap all this time? Now it's nighttime. I want to go up to the 2nd floor to see if we've set up a bedroom for Kirara, or if she's like still crammed in the 1st floor. Oh no, some of the girls have spaced up here. So Shio's up here. I'm guessing this is Kirara's. And maybe this is Reina's? So they've just spaced out a little bit. Actually, the fact that there are telescopes in here, yeah, this is Reina. Reina's moved up here. Okay, so Shio... Okay, so I'm glad they've spaced out, because it's like, I say, if she was on her own upstairs, that'd be kind of mean. So does that mean me, Coco, Yuki, and Hina are downstairs then? But it's still kind of fucking crowded down here. It's so boring here when we're not exploring the Heartscape. Yeah, there's not much to do for fun in this world. At this point, shouldn't we just make a set of playing cards, even if we have to use regular paper? You're right, if we had cards, we could kill an infinite amount of time. Exactly. Aren't you putting a little too much faith in a deck of cards? Oh, I got a new thing to build, I guess. Let's try to see if we can make a stack, sorry. Assuming that is what that was implying, and we can try and make it. It might have just been flavor text. Cooler. Hang on. Oh, we can make one of these. Oh, literally one. Ambassadors. I was wondering if I could get a new group. Now we've got a new character. I need to look up what all the group combinations are at some point. I was just going for they've all got dark hair, and it worked out. I need toast. Make 2 of them. No. No. That's ambassadors. At least it tells you, so we can kind of do... Flavor fixation. It's not actually too bad to find new combinations then. You can usually just scroll through. It would take a little time, but you can do it quite quickly. I know that was a contradictory term, but you know what I mean. Like, it wouldn't take much to just quickly check and say, okay, need to do this, need to do that, yada yada, and move on. Okay, so just the cards was just a loose conversation. Okay, let's go to bed, and then we'll go do that side quest in the new day. She sleeps down here. So who else is upstairs then? I know it really matters to nothing, but I'm curious. Who else is upstairs then? We know Reina is upstairs, and we know Shio is upstairs. You seem sleepy, Kirara. I'm no good with mornings. Kokoro, how would one go about becoming a morning person? Well, you should try to get some sun in the morning. Wake up at the same time every day. And of course, it's very important that you don't stay up too late the night before. I know, I understand it in theory, but it's quite a struggle for you, isn't it? Oh, I never actually take the talent. Sure, give Hina a knockdown boost. I'm still waiting on that. Right, now where's this side quest? Oh, we've got all these stat boosts, so we'll feel like gods when we go in. Oh, okay, so Reina's Heartscape, just need to find boredom skulls. We get to listen to this beautiful soundtrack again, even if we're not going to stay here for long. Nice. And how many of these things we need to kill? Was it 3? 5, okay. So we need to find like a group of them. Let's see, they're all, there's a number here. But I mean like, as in like more than one in an encounter kind of group. Thing is, like, there's something that I will compliment this game on as well over the first, whilst I'm doing this and thinking of something to talk about. The first game had some characters that I wasn't that interested in here and there. And what didn't help is that a couple of them, like, didn't show up much. Despite being main characters, like, they weren't relevant to the overall story that much. So it kind of got, like, a little bit of time maybe in a chapter, and then afterwards were completely forgotten about. Whilst in this, it feels like there's more of a, like, collective narrative of everything, keeping things stuck together. And I like every character that's been introduced. There's yet to be a character that I'm kind of like, with. Like, every single character has their own unique quirks, there's something fun about them. And even the only character that I said at the start I was not standoffish with, because that's not the right way to put it, I did like her, it's just I didn't like her as much, Reina, ended up having a few secrets in her arsenal that made her a far more interesting and enjoyable character. It's part of the reason why I was more than happy to put her back into the support role, as opposed to Hina, who I had before. Because she not only has better stuff, but it's like I'm more interested in Reina's narrative, and what's going on with her. Dun, 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 dun. When I'm done with this game, there is a number of tracks I need to like add to my my phone. There are a number of tracks I need to get a hold of one way or another, and this is one of them. I love this theme. It's such a tranquil, beautiful thing. It'd be a good background piece when I'm grinding out trophies or something, or just grinding in an RPG. All right, that should be everything. And it would just be a nice theme to remember this duology by. Because that's always the thing, like, especially with how my empathy can be sometimes. There's a lot of times where it's like, I love a game and I love its characters, and I don't want to forget it, so I almost end up forcing myself to talk about it more because there's no more material. But if I have, like, you know, just the music in my ear or what, I can just be reminded every now and then of this cute little game, this cute duology that I spent so much time on and ended up really loving. Like, genuinely, like, I always do it for myself, but this will be the first year I've been doing it while streaming, and so we'll have to talk about it and discuss my thoughts and whatnot. But I've always done a thing of making 2 lists for myself: my top 5 games of the year and my top 5 games of the year that I played this year but didn't come out this year. So like top 5 games that I enjoyed in general and top 5 of this year. And it's like Blue Reflection 2 is absolutely going to be on the list, at least so far. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Where the hell is this girl? I'm wandering around. Where has she got to? There you are. Just turn in this side quest. And it's like Danganronpa 2 I know is going to be on that list, because I really enjoyed that. But then it's like I have to look at what lists are like the games of this year that I like. It's like Elden Ring is an obvious one, but I think everyone's going to have Elden Ring at the top of their list because that game's phenomenal. Yay, I can't wait to see what happens. Oh, ow. Were you the one who took care of that demon for us? Yeah, that was me. Would you mind sharing some of the materials you found? I'd like to use them in a recipe. In return, I'll make you some fried chicken. Oh, really? Yeah, take all you want. Thank you very much. Wow, your instinct was spot on, Kirara. I'm a little surprised myself. Well, her talent level's only up super quick. I guess it's as she can catch up, because everyone else like 6, 5, 6. Oh, do we have... I think I've just figured out how we get the friendship rank up then. Is it when you hit level 6, you can get the friendship rank? Where they start holding your hand on dates. Knockback resistance, you get beat up a lot. Sure, I'll have prayer. She's talent level 5. I'm guessing there's one down here that's like it as well. Talent level 9, Jesus. Nice, and we leveled up too. Alright, that's everything, right? There's no more requests and whatnot. We can get back to dungeon crawling. Good. Quite just go increasing her gear limit. Hang on. She can go to 5 now. Ho, 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 ho. Damn. Can they all go to 5, or is it just her? Not that I can tell. Either way. Nice. I wonder if there'll ever be a point where there's a... Hang on, we have to actually interact with this. But there'll be a point where we get a fight last long enough to see what 5's like. Okay, so we've seen everything there. 27, and we need to do this. What I'll probably do is do this second zone, and then when we access the third zone, wrap up there, so we've got something to look forward to in the next stream. Because I am getting hungry now we were talking about food. You know, I can't help myself. And the idea is that there will be slight interruptions here and there, like with Guilty Gear Strive getting its Season 2 update on the 10th. I'm super curious about that, so we'll probably... I'm not going to say definite, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll probably be doing a stream on that just to try out new things and see what it's like. And if by some miracle we haven't finished it by the 23rd, I think, whenever Sonic Origins comes out, then we will be detouring for Sonic Origins as well. But as it stands, it should be this till the end. And if we do finish it, I'm not sure what my next big game's going to be after this. I've been debating a few things and like toying with a few ideas of what I might do, but we'll see when we get there. Because after like playing this game and the first game as well, I'm in a huge like Gust company mood. So I'll make some other Gust games like Atelier Sophie or Atelier Riser. So we might just make it a bit of like a Gust apocalypse for a bit. Just because I'm really in like that sort of mood, but it depends how I feel. We've also got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That's on the table. Maybe I'll do that after that, just to break up the Gust games. Because Bloodstained is a bit longer than some of the other Metroidvanias that Iga's made. In the trailer, he says it's twice as big as his last game, and I was like, I don't know if it's that big. It's certainly like the biggest one, but I don't know if it's literally twice as big. I just hope he doesn't put the pressure on himself when there's a new Bloodstain beyond it, because that was the biggest selling point. Is that he said he believes sequels should always be bigger than the last, should always be super supportive, should always take in player feedback. And it's like, that's all good and all, but if there's suddenly another one after this, are you going to make it bigger again? You know, like when will it start to become like a lot of hassle for development to make it work? Really? It looks like something out of a movie. Oh, there's another boss impending. Let's circle around and clear up this space first. It's just strange. Don't just stand there. Keep moving. Haha, Kirara, you are a child of the divine. Uh oh. And there are some games, it's like, if they ever got proper remasters, they would get priority streams. There are a number of games that are kind of just sit in the background of, if they ever did come out on new console platforms, I'd drop everything to be covering them. Just because I feel that they deserve the attention. Like Asura's Wrath is a big one. If that game got a fully fledged remaster of all its content in one package, you know, it got the second wind it's so fucking deserved, because it did so dirty with its DLC practice. That would be amazing, and I'd love to showcase that game. The game, like, I was watching Maximilian Dude go for it recently, and I think he put it perfectly when he said, like, the game is the reason why critical scores and personal scores should be different, because critically there isn't much to it. The gameplay is very simple and repetitive. It's the absolute insanity of everything that happens in the cutscenes and how they handle their QuickTime events that make the game so fun. But because of that, like, critically it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10, 7 being generous. But on a personal level, it's like a 9.5, if not a straight up 10. Because on a personal level, it's so insanely fucking fun. There's just so little to it. And it's like, that's what I mean, like, Asura's Wrath, I feel like, deserves a second chance, because there's so much, like, enjoyment out of it, despite not being that much there. Like, Metal Gear Rising would be a priority, but that game's got a second wind. That game's, like, has been really taking off in recent years, and I'm really happy for it. That game deserved it. Hey, did you hear about the Kunos? Oh, you mean their daughter? Do you think it's really true? I thought it was just a rumor, but I'm talking about the fact that someone saw her prediction actually come true. Really? Is it something out of a movie? Isn't that scary, though, predicting the future? The village heads were really excited about it, though, calling her a divine messenger. Well, there are a lot of older folk around here. I guess they still believe in that kind of thing. Oh no. That's terrible, actually. She'd be her, like, I want to be like, oh, she was the talk of the town, that's great. No. She was an outcast, and she's talking about shit that seems, like, beyond human belief. That's just going to make her even more of an outcast. People will just look at her as like, oh no, you are super weird. I think Kirara's background is going to be kind of tragic. I think she's going to be very much an outsider in every sense of the word. I hope I'm wrong. I wanted to have a happy ending, but I, like, you know what I mean? Like, that just kind of sits on my mind of like, oh, that might be why she was so outcast. It wasn't because of a bully or a select few. It's because, like, the whole village, like, treating her different.
つでもやれます。当たって。これがいいわね。
Hey, yo.
どう動こう。いや。
God, everyone's health is so much higher. There was a point where everyone's health was like 50 or 40 or something, and it's like now it's like everyone's just touching 200. I also appreciate that this game doesn't go crazy with stat numbers. You know, like we don't have like thousands of health. Like, you know, we're like 5 chapters in, and like the highest we've got is 200. You know, I always prefer games that do that, because then it's like just adding more zeros always feels more pointless. What's this? Deals magic damage to a single enemy and prevents. Ooh, that would be great for bosses that go to distance. Attack and set up the shield. Wishing Man Bill. Ooh, what are you? And do you turn around? Oh, that one does. Or are you a... definitely not, but totally our mandatory encounter, yeah. We're introducing a new enemy type, so we're going to make it so you have to fight them. Oh, look at this thing, it's freaky as hell. Nearly dead. There we go. They drop anything interesting for being a weird enemy? Oh, another jack-o'-lantern. Okay, so they are like the Halloween-y vibe enemies. That's why they got that gothic aesthetic to them. So we're detouring left here to go get that, and then proceeding onwards. And then once we hit the 3rd layer, I will wrap up the stream. That'll be a good wrap-up point anyway. And then so we've got the thing to look forward to for tomorrow is seeing where the story ends. Come on, just kill it. There we go. Kimonos, nice to have more of them. There's another boss over there, okay. Good to know for the future. You have to wait for the 1500 because you're weak to this anyway. Ow, ow, leave the girl alone, please. She's my friend. They always seem to target Shio more than anyone. It's strange. I mean, I would have thought they would have gone for Coco since she has the lowest defense and has the highest attack, you know, biggest threat. The fact that we're hitting phase 3 a lot more often is kind of not concerning because it's cool that we get to see the designs, but at the same time it's like, oh Jesus Christ, are the enemies really that much tougher now that each fight has to go this far? I don't know if it was really divine, but I was wrong about you. Sorry, Kirara. So I hope it's a happy ending and people are more understanding for Kirara and she has happier memories, but I fear it won't be like that. I fear it's going to be that she felt like even more of an outsider because everyone just treated her different once they understood that she could actually hear voices.
ける気がしないよ。ほほ
These leaves are massive. I totally want to try sitting on one. I'd advise against it. Huh? Those leaves can't hold a person's weight. I learned that the hard way when I was a child. Oh, she tried to get in on one, huh? Thank you, Kirara. Kirara, is it true? Can you hear the voice of the divine? I don't know if it's really the divine, but I always thought you were messing around. I can't believe it's true. Uh-oh. Kirara, you are a child of the divine. I was wrong about you. Sorry, Kirara. I don't know how healthy her relationship with her old man was. Thank you, Kirara. He was able to get rid of them without any injuries.
みんな準備はいい？さあどう動こう？やっさあどうしようかな。やっさあどう動こう？くらえ！やっ仕掛けます。私の番。楽勝楽勝。負ける気がしないよ。ズバッと。
What's... Oh, there is something in the corner. I'm always glancing at the mini map instead of the main map, and so sometimes like the mini map's like, hey, there's an item here, and I'm like, where? I can't see it, and it's just like some thing in the shadow. What does that say? Alright, thanks to you, I've earned a lot of respect too. Aw, so she had it going well for her for at least a little while. How long that lasted, who knows? But the fact this is phase 2 and not phase 3 tells me not forever. Ow! That's why we were getting like knocked back so easily before, because we're weak to it. Or, you know, they just get lots of crits. But I imagine it's sort of like, because the first game I think did that as well, where if the first hit of a multi-hit counts as a crit, it makes everything after count as a crit. That's how we made our group-wise do a lot of damage in the first game, so I imagine it's just the same rule set. Thank you very much. There really was a bear attack. Unbelievable. Thanks to you, Kirara, you were able to rid of them without any injuries. Thank you, Kirara. Thank you. Kirara, thanks to you, I've earned a lot of respect too. Yep, he's going to start abusing her. He's going to exploit her talent. Yeah. Let me know what that voice tells you next, okay? Yeah, the father never used Sora as a tool to become more successful and profitable. Now this is where the bad side's going to come through, I imagine. Alright, so just down the way, all the way to the end to get that X. And then swivel back round to push up to the plot. That's quite a long trek. I wish we had like a bicycle or something, just roll down this hill, that'd be quick. I mean, I'm glad there's a sprint button in this game, because then, you know, there wasn't in the last, but still. I guess I just gotta take what I can get. This place. What's the matter? Are you trying to purr like a kitten? Aw, man, no, I totally want to pet some kitties. Stop joking around! Is this a graveyard? Nope, not doing this. No way. Got some pretty scary places. I've gone some pretty scary places up until now, but this is where I draw the line. I'm done. Done. We broke Reina. Come on. Don't be like that. Demons we fight are way scarier than some silly ghosties. I'll haunt you all when I die. Oh, Reina. I like that she stopped trying to pretend she wasn't scared anymore. She just admitted. She went, no, I've drawn the line. Fuck that. She must be sent by the divine. I didn't realise all of us were kind of slightly low. Maybe it will be a good cut-off point after the second bit, because we'll be heading back home to heal anyway. You can see the future? You've all felt it too, haven't you? This is the power of the divine. My daughter, Kirara Kuno, is the savior sent to us by the divine. Oh. There are people here who owe their very lives to Kirara, are there not? Is that so? Ah, like when she predicted the bear attack. She can see the future? She really has been sent by the divine. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not gonna go well at all. Oh no. She got exploited because her father wanted fame and glory. Because parents can never just let their kids be special in their own right. What is it? Well, why'd the rest break away? I didn't get to see it. Oh, it's not that it matters. When we pick up the notion, we'll be able to read it anyway. The memory shard. So I'm not too fussed we don't get to read them all straight away as they pop up. Come on, give me the power. Let's finish this thing. I like this enemy design though. As a whole, I like a lot of the new enemy designs in this game, and I like what they've done with some of the older ones, like making the little like hoodied nobodies be a bit bigger and have a bit more detail on them compared to how they were. The Emphos or whatever they're called. Hey, Kirara. Oh, Yuka, good morning. Morning! What is it? You have any plans today? I thought maybe we could hang out, but... Sorry, I have to go with my dad to see the adults. Oh, I see. Making the rounds, he said. I don't really get it. I'm sure it's something important. You can do it. Thanks, Yuka. Yeah, and she didn't get to be a normal girl. I imagine Yuka's going to be next then. And that's the hunch. Which is going to be annoying because it's good. Like if Yuka and Yuki end up hanging out for whatever reason, I'm going to be like, oh, here we go. I'm going to get tongue-tied so much. Okay, this guy looks a bit cool. Okay, but we need to sell the 1500. I'm good. It's a boss fight. We get the special animation again, I guess. Oh! Can we do this? No, we can't yet. We have to be at stage 3. That's okay. She's tired? Uh-oh. Oh, she gets stunned. Oh, well, you need to wake up, like, now. I think it's going to reach in time. No. Okay, we're just going to take this on the chin and lose our combo, unfortunately. Damn. Okay, he's dead. I was getting ready for the next defense. That was unfortunate. If it hadn't stunned Owl, I think that would have been a perfect fight. But we managed to get through it relatively unscathed anyhow. Alright, so once we advance, I will head back, see if we can craft anything interesting, or see if there's any little scenes, and then wrap up. Doing okay over there, Reina. I told you I'm fine. There's no reason to worry about me. If you say so. How are you doing, Kirara? Memories are flooding in as we walk. It's quite the unusual feeling. Will you be running for governor in the next election, Mr. Kuno? What? Thanks to your daughter's powers, you gained the support of several well-known politicians. Yeah, I had a feeling he's going to keep on abusing it. I'm sure you could use that to your advantage. The people in regions that receive the Oracle's blessing will surely back you as well. I will of course be running. That being said, I can't let my opponents say that my daughter is the only reason I am being endorsed. I must be cautious of how to use her. Was that a conversation between your dad and the mayor? Yes, I believe I overheard it at some point. Your father was running for governor? He was a politician. Though because of the remote nature of our village, he had little power. That makes sense that he's friends with the mayor then. But he said something about using you. Yes. My dad, he was very kind to me. He always made sure I got to eat my favourite foods. Both my parents seemed happy. I thought everything was fine. I didn't know about any politics, power or status. Kirara. It was around this time that my life changed, though I didn't particularly care at first. People would say I was special and an oracle, but I didn't feel special. You were just a kid after all. But then my father, it's like he became possessed. I was afraid of him. It must have been because of the election. I believe it was important for my father to feel accepted by others. And I was a means to that end. Oh. Let's see what the last zone looks like. Indoors. We haven't been indoors in a while. Oh, look at this huge place. Yoshizaki, don't. I didn't say anything yet. You're all friends? Mm-hmm. We arrived at Oasis and realized we had to live here all together. So before we knew it, we all get along great. We all got along great. Cooperation is key to survival. I'll try my best as well. Careful you don't overwork yourself. You were totally unconscious not so long ago. That's right, I forgot. Ao is amazing. She's at the heart of everything. So, very much so. She's the glue that keeps us together. She must have something that attracts people around her. She'd never admit to it, but if you said it to her, she'd go like, "Oh, come on, I'm just a normal girl." It may be another one of her charms. I think you're right. She is a great leader. Aww. They love you, Al. There's a reason why you were elected official. Ooh. How big is this? Okay. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, so that'll be an easy place to wrap when we get there. Let's head back and see if there's anything unique now we're here. I doubt it, because I think we need to finish the dungeon before more unique stuff shows up. Yep. But that's fine, because I think this is a good wrap-up point anyway. So, when we come back, which should be tomorrow, we will be finishing up this dungeon and presumably finding the next character. Of whoever that is. I think it might be Yuka, since she's been brought up a lot, but we'll see. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me just save. And, like I said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Okay, 3 hours 52. I think that was a healthy length. Thank you so much for watching.